Oh shit. I wasn't muted. Hold on. Okay, hi for real. I totally didn't scream 2 seconds ago. I don't think your audio is coming through. Wait, try speaking. No, it is coming through. It should be coming through.
Okay.
Can you guys hear me? Can you guys hear Anne?
Hello.
Hi.
I am running on 4 hours of sleep. Teehee.
Oh my god.
Oh.
Okay.
Can they hear me? Wait, I don't have my I don't have chat open. I have ZZZ open on my phone instead.
You know, you have to look at my slideshow. What do you mean you have ZZZ open?
I could just look out on my PC instead.
Oh, I see. Okay. Yeah, they said they can hear you. Okay. Hello. We are back for another session of Avallorium with Anti-Social.
Hello.
She told me she didn't know anything about Avallorium lore, and I took that personally. I was personally offended.
Like I don't know. I literally don't know anything about it.
See, how is that possible? I tweet about it like every other day.
You know I don't check my Twitter timeline.
So you hate me is what I'm hearing.
Oh, listen. If we're going based off of if we're going based off of that, then I hate a lot of people.
Okay.
Let's go lore.
Okay, lore. We're gonna start. So we've got the summary of lore, and then we have reviewing the crumbs, and then we have lyric analysis, and then I've actually added a slide where I've compiled all my theories from Twitter, so like links from Twitter, so we'll look through those later as well. I also don't know if the stream is going to be archived is where I'm at right now, and I don't know if I'm going to leave it up. But anyways, if you wish to look at the slides, the link is in the video description, so you can look and save a shortcut to it or whatever. And I'm getting a call, so please give me a moment.
We're off to a great start. Not gonna lie, my knowledge is all over the place with Avallorium. My tiny brain can't brain. No, that's fair. Me neither. Like I am coming from a. This is coming from a person back in like 2016 who tried to figure out all of the BTS lore. That was horrible, and I never want to do that again. Terrible. And then now there's like no more lore, and I'm sad because I liked their lore. It was interesting, and now it's just American music, pensive emote. Hello. Oh yeah, that was a hell of a rabbit hole. I remember.
Okay.
Going and you. Hello.
Hi.
I was
You want to finish your sentence?
I was talking.
I heard.
Oh, I don't remember what I was talking about. Haha, short-term memory. Anyways.
Okay. Then we'll continue. No, but my knowledge is low-key all over the place. If I didn't have this slideshow, I would not be as organized as I am today. It's like, honestly, when we first started getting a bunch of random lore drops from Rosco on Twitter, that was like when I was like, oh my gosh, if I don't make something to organize this.
Is like pointing at him, oh you cretin. Oh you
Yeah,
cretin.
this is his fault.
Now.
No, it's not his. No, it is his fault. It is his
Do
fault,
you
but
decide out of nowhere just to drop this all? What about my sanity? What about my brain cells? Huh? Have you ever thought about that? Huh? Huh? Huh?
I
Are you
don't
gonna take
remember.
responsibility for your actions?
I don't remember which
Strangling
stream it
action.
was, but there was one stream where I really lost it, and afterwards I sat on call with Lid for 2 hours figuring
Bruh.
out, like, organizing all the lore shit into a slideshow. I was like, I can't have this information just be a Twitter thread anymore. It needs to be organized. So here we are with with 57 slides. Are you ready?
At least it's a slideshow. When I made my Chronoir lore document, that was just words. Like it was just straight up. It was just straight up 8,000 words on a single
No,
document.
mine looks like a freaking thesis presentation. I have dates and citations. Also, for Lucy mentioning something about lore today during Zatsu's stream, I do know he said that him not using Veil Sama as much often was lore related, and that there was an actual guiding light that we would learn about at 1 year anniversary, and I lost my mind. If there was something more than that, put it in chat and we'll find a place to add it in the slideshow.
I see. What if I kill myself right now? That's
From the beginning. In Minecraft. She meant in Minecraft. Summary.
I'm
But you've seen their lore videos at least, right? Hi Naoki.
I have once, and bold of you to assume like I remember much
Well, good.
much about them. It's
Luckily
like
for you.
it's a mess in my brain. XD.
Luckily for you, I have it all organized. So, in their lore videos, obviously we see a little bit about each boy and how they came to look for Avallorium. We also see a bit of their personalities and what their driving motivation seems to be, even though it's not confirmed. Avallorium itself is a place that grants wishes, and according to lore, there's 5 different crystals that can guide a person to this place. Each of the boys have one, although some have unclear origins. To add on to this, they also said that Avallorium is the place where like the borders between realities and like dimensions is the thinnest, and that it's what obviously we know now Avallorium is the reason they got here, not where they came from, but that was clarified like 3 different times by Rosco, Gale, and apparently Zany. You know, I didn't see Zany's tweet about that until like a couple days ago when I was looking through his tweets on all the times he said Avallorium, and I found his tweet and I was like, where the hell did this come from and how did I not see this like 4 months ago?
Oh my god. What do you mean Avallorium isn't the place where John Avallorium's underground bunker is?
Starting with Gale. His lore video starts with years of my life on the sea chasing this myth, so that's all we know, literally. He's been searching for Avallorium. He's put up Adventurers Wanted posters, which is how he meets Cass. And we also know he's a pirate hunter, which wasn't mentioned in his lore video, but was mentioned many times after. Cassian.
That's interesting.
Cassian talks about leaving, or when he talks about leaving with his crystal and everything, his main quote that stuck out to me was, "Staying would earn me no glory, no power. If leaving is what makes me stronger, so be it." So he knows about the legends of Avallorium. This is where we get an explanation that Avallorium grants wishes and that all the crystals need to come together. Most gifted in his village, which is how he ends up with the crystal, called the Sage of Creation. He searches for Avallorium to grow more, even though he doesn't like humans, which he makes very clear in his lore video.
That's crazy.
Lucien says, "Avallorium, I will find you and I will ask you to grant my wish so that I may finally live my life in peace." He learns about Avallorium and his crystal from his friend, who we know to be dead, but not gone, supposedly.
07, 07,
07.
Lucy friend. Can we get some 07s in chat
For Lucy's friend?
Potentially dead friend. MIA. He's AFK right now. AFK.
Ugh, he better be, I swear. Anyways, did Rosco give an explanation for where Oscar is? Kwari watched Character Sheet stream today and it's one of the languages Lucy speaks. No, but I assume it's a D&D thing. Honestly, we can look it up right now.
Yeah, it's probably a D&D thing. It sounds like a D&D thing.
Yeah. Oh, I guess Osric. Oh. What is it? No, that's not it. Oscuric. D&D language? Okay, it's not showing up, so I have no idea.
Oh.
But it's probably a D&D thing, since that's what the character sheets were made for. It is semi-lore related, but I don't think it's like everything from D&D does not transfer over to like Gale. Actually, I don't want to say that, but you know what I mean. It's flexible, but I will try to look into it more later.
Oscuric could just be like an original thing that they've come up with if it's not derived from any other sources of media.
He said it's not Why are you here every time? But thank you for the clarification. I'll add that to the slideshow.
What is this? What is this guy doing here? My God.
No.
Goofy.
This is why I asked. I wish I knew the answer then. Do we get an explanation on what it is or no? And how are you here every time?
Well, Avocado said there was a language, so it just could be an original language.
I don't know where to put this.
You can put it under Lucy's, since it's directly related to him.
I don't. Yeah, but I'll just add it to the lore part of his thing then, or the review then.
He legit added it to Lucy's sheet and said nothing. Lamau, okay,
he's probably been waiting for someone to comment about it.
Give us nothing, King. Lamau XD.
Lamau XD. We'll just put it here. Lucy speaks Oscuric. Unclear on what this is. Okay. Review again. Lucy. Oh my god. Okay, here we go. Friend dies. Plans to go, but anyways, we know about that. Note that I noticed is that Gale mentions being strong enough to protect themselves and Lucy. I don't know if this is because Lucy seemed reluctant to join or because they know something about the curse, but I just figured I would add that as a note because it seems important.
What do you mean by like themselves? Who is that referring to?
Gale and Cass is themselves.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
He's trying to help, yes, but he's also giving me a mental breakdown. And he knows he's giving me a mental breakdown. He's laughed at me on stream for my lore breakdowns.
Arin, calm down. Let's calm down. It's okay. We don't have to wage war right now. We can wage war later.
Okay, Zany. He seems to hint that he stole the crystal out of boredom. He says it was something to do. It was something that would promise me the power I desired. The fun thing to me...
World domination.
For me, yeah, world domination. We know he wants to take over the world. The funny thing is, if you look closely at his lore video, you can actually see he's been been watching the other boys. You see like a little snippet.
That's mad.
Yeah,
That's
you see a little
crazy, bro.
snippet of them watching. So I'm decided that this is gonna be unarchived. I'm not saving this VOD, but I was rewatching it once and I stared and I thought I saw wrong, but no, it was real. He's like holding his crystal and then you see he low key interacts with all of them. This one is the funniest, TBH. Look at his face expression. He's so gremlin. But you see that he's been kind of following all of them.
What the hell?
He's just a little stalker man. It's fine.
Dog.
He just loves the boys.
Bro's just there. He's like a Stanley jump scare.
Okay. The demons waged war over just one piece of crystal for years. He's a lurker, true.
Look,
He claims he
real.
can lead them all to Avallorium, and then that's where we learn that it's the place where realities touch, making the barrier between the thinnest. Also in this video, the crystals kind of float on their own or like light up as if they're reacting to something, which is more interesting now considering the fact that they also reacted to something during the D&D stream. I believe it was called Arcanite.
I heard that as Arcanine, and I was just like, what do you mean it reacts to a fire dog Pokemon?
Why has he been watching all of them except Rosco? Because Rosco is not in Primaterra. At this time, Rosco is not in Primaterra. That's why the four of them go without him. That's Gale also clarified during D&D stream that they didn't know there were 5 crystals until they met that spirit dude that was named, what did he name him? Xander? Xavier. But the spirit dude officially has no name, supposedly.
Okay.
And then lastly, Rosco. We see him in an arcade. Game machine's not working. He gets annoyed with it. He sticks his crystal in it and then smacks it or something. We see that Roscoe's been experimented on. The crystal is literally his heart. He takes it and runs away. When we see him falling, he's getting isekai'd, I assume.
Oh, isekai.
And then the arcade machine glitches, uses crystal to try to make it work. Why that was his first instinct, I don't understand, but okay, you go. And then
you
you do you.
You do you.
And then but that ends up being the trigger that brings the other Avallorium boys to him. And then he joins them in searching for Avallorium, which is confusing to me because I thought they found Avallorium with Zany. Unless I misunderstood their videos. That's not it. That's not it. They do find Avallorium. But then in Roscoe's lore video, which is what's confusing to me, is that they say they're still looking for Avallorium, which is, I don't know. Anyway, so they continue searching for Avallorium. As far as we know, they haven't made their wishes together. Maybe they were about to, and then Roscoe screwed it up by isekai'ing them, or maybe there's another explanation. I'm not sure. I don't think it's different timelines.
Wait, so they found Avallorium according to Zany's lore video?
Mm-hmm.
But then in Roscoe's lore video, they're still looking for it.
Mm-hmm.
Huh.
Mm-hmm.
Someone said, "Is it a different timeline?"
I don't think it's a different timeline.
I don't think it's a timeline.
I do think it's more likely that they got isekai since they didn't have all 5 crystals. Roscoe has mentioned on stream before, it was the Supermarket Simulator stream, that they have a theory that the crystals gravitate towards each other because it feels like too much of a coincidence for all 5 crystals to just happen to run into each other. So that one feels more likely, but I don't know. I think they're too meticulous with lore for it to be a plot hole. So we'll probably get
I'm gonna pull up this slide.
Memory loss, maybe? I'm not sure. I don't know. We don't have an explanation.
Well, it does. Well, you do have on your slide that it says Avallorium is the place where realities touch, making the barrier between them thinnest. So I'm trying to hook right now. 4 hours of sleep is not helping me whatsoever. But it can potentially explain the whole isekai thing in a way.
Yeah,
It
it
helps
explains
kind
the
of like
isekai thing. It just doesn't
tie those
explain why
things
they're
thread
still
those.
looking for Avalon.
There's
But maybe
like
we'll find out.
I think
Maybe
it's
we'll
just
find
I
out.
think it's just something that we don't know yet. Like
Yeah.
if we take it in like sections, in like if like screenshots sections,
Hmm.
it's like there's just like a a tear out of like the photo where it's
Yeah.
like missing.
Yeah.
We're just
Or
missing a piece of information.
it could be that Zany didn't have correct information on Avalon. Because I don't think
I don't
Zany
think that.
lied. I don't think
Mm,
Zany lied. But it could be that the stories got so twisted that the place where reality's touch is supposed to take them to Avalon, it's not Avalon itself, you know? Could be.
mm.
But we'll see. Um but they didn't see the 5 crystal stuff, they didn't know there were 5 crystals until I don't know. We'll figure it out. Roscoe's timeline. Rosco gets isekai'd by lightning. Gale starts looking for other crystals. The rest of the gang gets together to look for Avalon. They find it. Rosco triggers some kind of dimension warping and brings them to where he is. They end up in his arcade. Um,
So
this is what
so
Rosco himself said.
so he was Ikaido before meeting
Mm-hmm.
Avalon.
Yeah, so if we
Okay,
see his lore
and
video,
then okay.
this part where this lightning part where he's falling, that is all before Gale starts gathering everyone. And then
Okay.
after that, he's chilling. He isekais everyone to him. That's after all the other lore videos, basically. But this
Okay,
first
so
half is like
isekai,
earlier
isekai, and
on.
then
Mm-hmm.
isekai, and then reverse isekai.
Mm-hmm.
Got it.
Honestly, waiting for Zany to drop something. Zany has dropped a lot of things too, actually. But there's one stream where he dropped things in that has become privated since, and therefore I have not been able to get the lore from that. And every day I just pray he'll give us the lore again.
07. 07. Rest in rest in peace.
Reviewing the Crumbs. The boys drive me crazy. Crazy? I was crazy once. Lore drives me crazy.
Yeah.
Anyways. January 31st, this is where it started. Gale speaks about what Avalon actually is. It is a place, not a thing. It's what we saw in Zany's lore video. Avalon is what all of us desire. This is what we've all wanted, were his words. He also calls it a monkey's paw. Gave them what they wanted, but it wasn't exactly what they expected. Personally, the monkey's paw reference was very like stuck in my brain. For those of you that don't know, it's actually a story by W.W. Jacobs, where it's a thing that can grant 3 wishes. However, it also brings punishment for messing with fate. It's a good and creepy short story that I do recommend reading. I liked it a lot. I remember high school me was freaked out about it and wondering why we were reading this shit as the ripe age of 16. But it's a good story. In the story, they wish for money and they get it, but their son dies as a consequence. And then again, they wish for their son to come back, but he's dead. And because the wife wishes for the son to come back, and then the husband's like, we don't know what state he's gonna be in, so he throws the monkey paw into the fire, burns it, the wish doesn't come true.
Okay.
Yeah, they didn't specifically say where they are now is necessarily our world. However, Lucy has mentioned that he traveled Europe, so I don't know. So I don't know. That I don't. I just chose not to think too much about that.
I think better for our brains just to gloss over.
Yeah, if
that
they
fact.
someday say they're in a different freaking world, I'll just lose it again. But I'm choosing not to think about it until we get actual words. So this is what they keep referring to when they talk about Avalon, because Roscoe's also referred to it as a monkey's paw. Lucy has memory issues. He can't be trusted. Okay. Unreliable narrator.
Bros he's like a secondary information, secondary data.
Okay, February 13th. Gail makes a tweet with no explanation. I lost it. I saw this tweet. We haven't gotten any information about it since, unless I'm wrong and I've missed it somehow, which seems unlikely because all of y'all like to tag me on Twitter as soon as anything lore related seems to drop. I even got tagged in Roscoe's random tweet that just said lore today with no lore information, just lore. So
Just lore.
if
I saw that. When I saw that on Twitter, and I was thinking of sending that tweet to you.
Dude, it's like one of the first things I saw when I woke up. I was like, I hate it here. This is horrible. February 13th. So we haven't heard anything about this since. But if I've missed something from Gale's
Go
streams,
King, give us nothing. Come out, XD. Yeehaw.
Okay, so likely an excerpt from some kind of journal or book of myths. C name is redacted because of course it is. Why wouldn't it be? Uploaded with a picture of his crystal. I originally thought that it was hinting that this is what led Gale to his crystal. I now know that's not true because we know how he got his crystal. It should be in this slide somewhere, so we'll get to that. So it might be, I don't know. He found it somehow in his, whatever. He found it on his journeys. How this relates to anything, I have no idea. All I know is that he wants to see me go crazy. I'm joking. That's probably not his intentions. He wants all of us to go crazy. That sounds more accurate.
I imagine he just like wakes up, rolls out of bed, and he's just like, you know what? I'm gonna fuck with the pipsqueaks. I'm gonna post a tweet without. I'm gonna post a lore tweet without any explanation. I'm gonna watch it. I'm gonna watch them go feral on Twitter because I can.
Yep. Okay.
I think that's what. And I'm pretty sure, like Rosco does that as well. He just
he does. He's admitted to that. He was like, I like seeing you guys lose your minds. Like, okay, thanks.
Yeah, he rolls out, but he's just like, yeah, fuck you guys.
Wakes up and chooses violence.
I'm going to make like 6 lore tweets in a row, and then I'm going to be like, hee hee ha ha. Here's the waiting room for my stream.
Speaking of lore tweets, February 16th to 24th. Rosco reveals 3 personalities for the first time. At first, no one knew what was happening. We literally, it's early. I have so much to do. I remember a lot of people clowned it and they were like, is this Mana-san speaking? Because they have a lot to do. But then it continued. Some genius brought up the Soldier, Poet, and King song. Everyone lost their minds. A reminder here is that Rosco is not actually a zombie, even if we call him Zombie Boy all the time, and he calls himself that. He's a flesh golem. This feels important. I thought I included why flesh golem is important, but apparently I didn't. The reason why it's important is because when I looked it up, flesh golems are beings made from different body parts, like Frankenstein's monster. Not someone who just died and then came back to life.
Yeah,
it's literally pieced together.
Literally, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's multiple body parts, kind of like stitched into one, rather than
one body being. Yes. Yep.
Yeah.
We got more of these personalities on February 20th in freaking Pizza Tower. He dropped a lore voiceover in the middle of Pizza Tower. Do you want to see the actual video? We can go to the thread and watch it. Or do you just want the rundown?
You know what? What are the people say again?
No one's saying
let's go
anything.
All in.
Let's go all in. Okay.
All in. If I'm going to destroy my brain like that much, might as well.
Where is it?
If I'm gonna learn the lore, might as well.
Here we go.
Like, might as well do a dive bomb into it.
Wait, can you guys hear it? I don't think you guys can. Hold on.
No, no, I don't think so.
Let's.
Death, the
there we
idea
go.
of it, the inevitability of it, the fear of it. It's what drives our innovation, our want for achievement. But what if we freed ourselves of that fate? Would we continue to create and become more? Or would we drown in a sea of stagnation? Kaden, what do you think?
Were you guys still unable to hear it? It technically should have worked. What compelled bro to do this? I wish I knew. Hello, Anne? Oh, could you hear it?
Yeah, I could.
Okay. We heard it. Okay, good. Anyways, so theory, personally, I think this was from Scroll. I feel like it's kind of been confirmed since then because he had said that Scroll has wanted to research death because he was a scholar, right? Anyways, talks about death and whether or not humans can become free of death. Fun note, read, it makes me insane. Specifically words, fate, and stagnation. This will come up later. I promise it will make sense. March 5th. Rosco drops a lore video in the middle of Poppy playtime. Again, I wanted... You know, he said he was going to the bathroom and we got a freaking lore video.
Bruh.
You know that's how we got this video?
Brother. Bro, this guy. This guy. I swear.
Anyways, here's this one. Let me just turn on the volume.
As if I understand your concern, but if an army is gathering in Citra, it must be dealt with. Surely it's much too small a threat to take such an extreme course of action. We must deal with any threat that comes our way, no matter how small. Your Majesty, there will be innocent casualties, and there will be many more if we don't strike first. I am not backing down from this decision. Do I make myself clear? But do I make myself clear? Yes, Your Highness. Excellent. Now go and notify General Callum. Tell him to rally our army. We invade Citra in 2 days.
Yes, that's how we got it. We got it in the freaking middle of Poppy playtime. He was like, I'm gonna go to the bathroom, and I thought we were gonna get Roscoed again, but no, we got freaking lore dropped instead. I know I sound ungrateful, but I'm very grateful. I love lore, but I also...
At the same time.
Yeah. Callan? I don't know. Wait, hold on. Do you mean the names? I'm re-listening. Hold on. Caden was said in the Pizza Tower one. No, the name was like Jer McCallan or whatever, and we know Rosco gets complicated with his names. I'm not even gonna try to figure out how to spell that until we hear it again. Anyways, Rosco then quote retweeted that clip with a crown emoji. So theory that kind of feels confirmed is that these videos, Callan is not one of the crystal names. I don't think. No, we've got Mirren, Mortimer, Driss, Stella, and Arthur. There is none that start with C. Anyways. Oh, not start from the beginning. Okay.
Oh, my brain is like already.
We're just getting started. We're only on slide 17 of 57.
Yeah, I'm gonna come out of this stream. Like a person of like intense hatred. I'm going to come out more mentally violent than ever.
The D&D NPC was Calorin, is how they kept pronouncing it, but could be related. If they are related, then Calorin lived a hella long life. Rosco reveals more on the 3 personalities. we get more actual information. He asks, "Who am I? A victim, a fool, a prisoner?" We also get the bringer of life, harbinger of death, and the beginning and the end. However, these statements are okay. Victim, fool, and prisoner, I think, are about Rosco, personally. And then I think bringer of life, harbinger of death, beginning and the end is not about Rosco or the personalities. It's about Mortimer. Yes, Legion is a group of is a demon. That's a group of demons that live as one.
So these are Roscoe's personalities?
These are voices in his head.
Okay. Well then, considering that, and there's only 3 at the moment, right? 3.
3 confirmed. 4. 4. Mortimer as well.
Okay, 4.
Yes.
Don't
worry, there's more. Don't worry, there's more.
I wonder if
Don't
these
worry.
are like memories from like all of the bodies that are piecing
That's what
together.
okay, so I was thinking that these were memory pieces from like the different body parts he had. But I'm kind of conflicted now, and I'll explain why. So I'll actually explain now what we learned in D&D stream, which we'll go over more later. The crystals absorb people, supposedly.
Absorb people?
Uh-huh.
What does that mean?
I wish I knew.
Sorry, your
You
mic
think
is,
I know what it means?
Your mic is like cutting out for me. So I think your mic just like peaked so much for me that it didn't pick up like your screaming.
I wish I knew. I wish I knew. Also, that's not how you spell Calorin. Apparently, hold on. We'll get to Calorin's name later. It'll come up again. But anyways, the slide's auto-corrected. It's not Mortimer. It's Mortimer. Hello, welcome on in. Anyways, responding curses. So Rosco has multiple times said that sometimes he wakes up and he doesn't remember doing things. In this tweet specifically, he says he's in pain. He doesn't remember doing what he did, and then asks what the voices wants, and then we get a response from Mortimer, who calls him a cheater, a liar, an abomination, and then says, "You are unworthy of my gift." What that gift is, we don't know. It's possibly something that got triggered or summoned by the other 3. At the time of making this slideshow, I thought it was possibly originally housed in the crystal. That seems much more likely because the crystals now have names or like the power of quote. And so I think Mortimer is in the crystal somehow.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I see.
Yeah. Okay. Mortimer itself is not a word. However, if we look at the word Mortimer, but Roscoe said that he didn't. Oh my god, I messed up again. Roscoe said that he didn't misspell it. Because a lot of people asked him that. But, it means so Mortimer, according to Wikipedia, is a word attested in the northwestern France and of Frankish or Saxon origin, Mari Mary, which means lake. Mort, dead, is also quite common to mean stagnant, which if we remember the Pizza Tower clip, stagnation of life. So the stagnant makes a reappearance. This is the one who's yelling at him and calling him unworthy. On May 12th...
I'm predicting a new trigger word.
May 12th, we got warnings from Scroll, Shield, and Crown, which I now call Scholar, Soldier, and King, but calling them the emojis is just easier because we don't have names of them. You haven't a clue what power you're tampering with. This will be your cage eventually. Do not ignore a thing. Likely has to do with the experiments that he does, especially since we now know that Roscoe's were low-key an accident, and the fact that we have free will was an accident. We were unwanted.
Out of context, that's really funny. It's just like the Roscoes were an accident.
That's what he said. He was like, you guys weren't supposed to get free will, but I thought it'd be too mean to keep you caged up, blah, 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 blah. So it probably has something to do with his experiments in using the crystal's powers, which is probably connected to Morimer's powers. May 24th, we got a clip where someone asked, who killed you? And the response we got was, he was supposed to be our savior. He promised us salvation, but all we were given was desolation. We were promised eternity. We were given finality. Possibly King or one of the other consciousnesses now are trapped. But he promised us salvation, and all we were given was desolation. Comes up again in the D&D stream, which drives me insane. In conclusion, everything drives me insane.
This makes my head hurt as much as like MiHoYo's lore for their
How
for
do
their
you think I
games,
feel?
bro? Go
I've been trying to keep track of this.
Go get a job writing writing Hoyo storylines. Go cook for our anime waifu and husband gacha games at Rosco Graves.
Okay, April 3rd. We learn more about his other experiments. Cherkun was a crazy way to include lore, but whatever. Claims that something has escaped. Cherkun is literally Roscoe's chair. Rosco hears this and tells everyone to be careful, then ends, quote-unquote, ends streams and is, quote-unquote, accidentally unmuted. He reveals that there are many other experiments, including a chimera. Chimeras themselves originate from Greek mythology. However, lately in the fantasy genre, they're also being used to describe any mythical being or creature created with different animal parts. This is not the first time one has escaped. And Lucy's crystal, this also drove me crazy. Lucy's crystal was used to explode one before. So every crystal seems to have some kind of power. As to what all of them do, we don't know specifically, but we know Lucy's crystal can explode things, apparently.
What the fuck?
The next day,
Bruh.
he revealed that he's also experimenting to find out what power his crystals has. And that brings us to...
They all have different powers.
Yes. Like, we know Zany's is the reason, like, Zany uses his to, like, perform magic. And that's how he created Club Netherbrand. So Club Netherbrand isn't in a specific world. It's like its own dimension. And he made it with his crystal.
It's his domain expansion. brother expands his domain. Domain expansion, Club Netherbrand.
April 27th. This VOD is no longer on YouTube. However, I know someone recorded it. I think it was Steph. I also have clips on my Twitter thread.
Oh my
We
God.
get the names of...
Your mic keeps cutting. Your mic keeps
My
cutting
mic
out
keeps
for
cutting
me.
out?
Like well, after I was like, haha, domain expansion. Like it was just silence on my end. I did not hear.
I was
anything you said if
speaking,
you
I
said anything.
swear.
Pardon?
I was speaking, I swear. Is it cutting
Like,
out for YouTube too?
I didn't hear like anything on my end on Discord. I didn't hear you like speak after that. I don't know. It might be the mic.
Oh, is Discord suppression?
Discord
Possibly.
suppression.
Possibly. Okay. Okay. So we got the names of all the experiments: slime, warg, gargoyle, chimera, hydra, minotaur, legion, which is the Roscoes, and mimic, which has since been destroyed. So we were created by Rosco. The other experiments are supposedly our siblings. And then we were set free because we gained souls. He didn't want to keep us contained. So he wiped our memories and set us free to live a happy life. The gaining souls was unexpected. It was a consequence of not knowing what powers his crystal held. And then he said he couldn't tell us more for our own safety. Man, I'm seeing all my typos and I'm getting annoyed.
Minor spelling mistake.
Minor spelling mistake.
Minor spelling mistake.
But yeah, so that's about the Roscos. That was a crazy. You know, it was after a gorilla stream.
Bruh.
So first of all, it wasn't even a scheduled
pattern
stream.
here. I'm seeing a pattern of Rosco going like, hee hee, time to fuck with the Roscos. Here's some crumbs. Now shoot.
Okay, at least he didn't do it in a Twitter space and then forget to archive the freaking Twitter space. That was targeted.
The targeted attack.
That was a targeted attack.
Targeted attack specifically against you.
Freaking, what's his freaking Elfman? Anyways,
Albert Elfman, haha.
April 2nd, Rosco tells us a story during the difficult game about climbing stream. Are you seeing a pattern here? Because I am. Cass didn't know how he worked. Well, I hope he knows now. In this story, he reveals that there's another world that they know of. So this seems to be the first mention of Prima Terra before we knew what Prima Terra was. Also told us a bit more about Soldier, who was invincible, could not be killed, but always had to kill. Almost insane from having to kill people, but was held together by his daughter, who then fell sick and then died.
07
For the soldiers.
For soldiers' daughter. Can we get some 07s in chat?
Theory, which I think I would have to tweak a bit because I haven't gone back to this after the other lore drops. I believe King is the one telling this story, not Rosco himself. It could be, and you said 07 too?
Yeah, because I had the chat open. Look, we have to salute the departed souls, okay? And semi-departed souls.
Anyways, I think King's the one telling the story, not Rosco himself, because it seems, if you listen to like the intonation and everything about it, the person speaking seems a bit too detached and objective about everything, and Scholar seems a bit more compassionate than that. However, I have another theory that would change this consideration, but we'll keep that as is for now. The land is still quote-unquote fresh to us, hinting that it's one of 3 people. Soldier did everything he could to help his sick daughter, but he failed. Personally, I was thinking that the soldier is the reason why the 3 people meet, because I assumed that the 3 of them knew each other. I assumed. That hasn't been confirmed, and I also am starting to think differently now, but that is one of my theories. And this story sounds like an explanation on why they met and how they started researching life and death. The story was interrupted in the middle because he started focusing on the game again. So we never got more. This is all we got. And we haven't heard about it since. Continued. So April 2nd and April 8th. Let's see. Crumbs on why the scholar started researching life and death. He's a scholar. It's natural for him. Something happened that made him double down in his research. We don't know what it is. It was never clarified. And then the king. So we got quotes from Roscoe's random tweets. The soldier says, I didn't mean for this to happen. Also a prisoner. Where did Scholar's quotes go? What the frick? Okay. I also think that Islred is the king. Islred was a name that we got from D&D. My theory is that's the king emote. My brain focuses personally on this was the only way, because in the Poppy's playtime, we see that King seems very demanding and convinced that his way is the only way. But he's also called a fool, except that might not be referring to himself. It might be referring to Rosco, so I'm not too sure about that anymore. Also seems to hint that although the other 2 did not have bad intentions, something about the king's plan skewed everything and spiraled. That's my personal theory.
Mm,
But again, this is
Well, it
assuming that all three of them knew each other. And I now have a second theory that maybe they didn't. But as of right now, that is one of my theories.
the prisoner fool thing. I mean, it could be referring to both the personality and the Roscoe at the same time.
That is
Since,
possible. I'm gonna
since
see if I can find the
since
actual
they are
screenshots.
like a part of each other, and it intersects. So it
Right.
could be like
But oh yeah, I see what you mean.
related to both of them.
Yeah. But it's interesting because like, would a king really call himself a fool? I don't know.
Well,
I guess it
it
depends.
doesn't have to be like him
Calling
referring to
himself,
himself,
so like someone else is
just
giving the
like
information.
someone else, just like an overarching thing that's just like that's
Mm-hmm.
like how he's captured in a sense.
Well, I think these three are them speaking. So, like, Shield, I didn't mean for this to happen. The King, this is the only way. I only wanted to help. But then Victim, Fool, and Prisoner, I feel like is talking about Roscoe. Especially when we consider the fact that Mortimer doesn't want Roscoe to have his crystal. Or his quote-unquote
That's
gift.
true. That's true.
So we'll see.
It makes it makes it more difficult to grasp the point of view as to which as to
like who's like what they're saying
yeah,
and why. Yeah.
what they're saying, the whole like context around it, because it's hard to kind of like grasp those things. But Victim or fool. Interesting.
So this is all continuing with the theory that all three of them know each other. So Entity says that they were trying to help with something. Scholar, I only wanted to help. Likely had good intentions with trying to help the soldier was my theory. Instead fell victim to whatever the king was planning separately. Bringer of life is actually referring to Mortimer now, but could be connected with helping soldier with his daughter, maybe. All three with each other. Theory, king is greedy. We see him preparing for battle, saying it's the only way. He's determined about something, even if we don't know what. Personally, my theory on King has only been confirmed if he really is Islred, just because even in the D&D stream, they didn't really have positive things to say about him. I think the scholar seems more altruistic because is seen being like excited, talking about the cycles of life and death, only wanted to help. If we assume that the victim is talking about himself, then they're very different from what the words the soldier and king gives. And then lastly, theory on the soldier, it's that he's grieving and he gets taken advantage of because we know his precious daughter died and he wanted to do something about it because the story did end with the soldier went searching for someone or something before the story ended. Called a prisoner, claims that he didn't mean for this to happen. Possibly manipulated by King, maybe promised something in return for service, especially if we think about the whole promised salvation thing. But that is assuming that they all know each other, which hasn't been confirmed. And we'll get back to that later. Zany! How Zany lost his wing. It happened after he already stole the crystal from his parents. Young Xander was spoiled and didn't know how to do anything for himself. He then fell in love with someone. These were Zany's words. They had a passionate romance and attracted unwanted attention. And he claims that his wing was cut off by the sword of Damocles when he was trying to protect his lover. This was when he realized that he had to protect those he loved and make sure that no one he cared for could get hurt again. However, this desire of his was too strong, and he ended up creating basically a cage and smothering her with love, which made her leave. And so and then he realized that he needed to take everything as his own, the whole world domination stuff, and this is how Club Netherbrand became his true love.
We love a red flag. We love a red flag in this household.
Zany's like the greenest green flag out there. If we ignore the story.
That's not what my What do you mean green flag? Men's
He
British. What do you
literally
mean?
he sacrificed his ring for his lover.
It's fine. I like making fun of the British. Haha.
My fave color is red. Green is the red flag. Oh, I am so worried about all of us, but okay.
Yeah,
Personal.
yeah.
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 But we
yeah.
watch Avallorium, so honestly, what more can we say?
We watch VTubers, okay? What more can you say? We're VTuber enjoyers. Okay, we all. I think instead of super chatting, let's all just go to group therapy together.
Therapy is expensive. Supporting my Oshi is also expensive. I have nothing to say about. Okay, commentary on Zany's story. This is just me like theorizing and stuff. The Sword of Damocles is what was really interesting to me because he was like, "Oh, that's a quote. Oh, the therapy is expensive, but supporting my Oshis is also expensive." Yeah, yeah, you can quote me on that, I guess. If you relate to it, then let's go. I'm not the only one.
We'll post it on Twitter.
Making that my
Yeah.
Discord status.
Arin, please post that on Twitter. Supporting my Oshi is expensive. Therapy is expensive, but supporting my Oshi is also expensive. Oh my god,
Anyways.
the Discord suppression just like it went crazy.
Oh shoot. I wonder why it's doing that. I'll
Silence.
try. Okay. Posted. The Sword of Damocles is one of my favorite Greek myths. I love Greek mythology in general, honestly, so I can't even say it's my favorite. But it originates
Fair.
from a Greek myth where a king's servant says he's jealous of how much wealth and power the king has. The king offers his seat at a table to the servant. However, halfway through the meal, Damocles, the servant, realizes that there's a sword hanging by a thin thread above his head. The moral of the story: with great power comes not only responsibility, but also much danger and the threats of all the people wanting to take your place. Very, very interesting sword, in my opinion, to mention when talking about how he saved his lover. Especially when we take into account that Zany frequently mentions wanting to take over and rule the world and promising us a place in it. See? Green flag.
I'm colorblind. I see selective colors, okay?
If evil, why hot?
It must be my glasses, okay? Don't come after me. Come after the people that made my glasses, okay? I think that they targeted me.
They targeted me.
Personal attacker.
Addition: demons don't have souls, so when they die, they cease to exist. They don't go anywhere. Another addition: Zany's pheromones don't work on humans. He's mentioned this before, but the clip I caught was May 2nd. Lucien does not drink blood. We learned this, or he emphasized this on February 20th. Instead, he gains.
I do remember this.
Yeah. He's gained sustenance from souls. He also explains that souls taste like water to him, and it's not something that he wants to do. Fake vampire. Well, if you go into like the origins of vampires and like if you go back, because I took a So fun fact: when I was in college,
You're not gonna tell me that you took a vampire crash course in college, are you?
So when I was in college, I had already basically fulfilled my graduation requirements by like the last quarter, and I still needed to take 3 classes, obviously, to be a full-time student and for the student aid whatever. And so my old roommate and I, because we were both living off campus at that point, decided to take a vampires and literature class. So in this class, we literally started from like, we went with like Dracula. We also read Carmilla. Twilight was one of our required readings and watches.
I'm so sorry for you. I am so sorry.
I didn't. I
Brother-
couldn't. I got halfway through the first
brother,
book, and I was like, oh my
brother,
god.
brother,
But I
oh
can't
my
say
God.
much because I was a
Holy-
Vampire Diaries girl. The point being,
okay, you disgusting person.
no, we didn't have to watch Hotel Transylvania. It was actually a really interesting class because it talked about how vampires are used to explore the darker parts of humans in a way that's more socially acceptable than just writing it, because vampires are inhuman or not human. And so the whole literary analysis is that we can explore these darker parts of human nature without feeling too guilty about it or being uncomfortable about it being humans, because we're using a vampire which isn't human. So it's easier for us to look at it and be like, oh, something's wrong with this, without being like, oh shit, humanity's fucked up. Very interesting class.
Man, where did we go wrong in modern literature? Now look at the shit that we have. Now we have
I
shit like Vampire
know.
Knights and Diabolic Lovers, and it makes me want to game end myself.
But yeah,
It makes me want to cancel my life subscription.
maybe one day I'll do a stream where I just talk about books. Anyways, okay. Lucien doesn't drink blood, sustenance from souls. He says specifically, I don't want to do these things. The catastrophes and stuffs are not things I choose. I also have memory loss, so all I have are like flashbacks and stuff like that. His curse seems to be something that brings misfortune to those around him. Also says that the black thing on his skin is not goo, and we have not yet gotten an explanation on what that is. As far as I know, we still don't have an explanation. He also says he has not been in direct sunlight and usually goes out with veil sama or an umbrella. This was in response to the question of whether sunlight would kill him. He says he doesn't think so, but then he also said he didn't go in it directly, so we don't know.
He doesn't think so, Lamau.
Angel said to hop off Diabolic Lovers.
Fuck that franchise, bro. I could write an entire essay on why I think the anime is shit, bro. my friend tormented me with that back in middle school. I was this close. No, we are not talking about that right now. No, we're not turning this into a Diabolic Lovers stream.
Okay.
Black thing on his skin is not good. I like my personal theory was that it's like related to his curse, but like
That's what I
just,
think too. That's what I think
yeah.
too.
Like I think it's
wait,
station
YouTube
or a
OBS
consequence of his
disconnected.
curse.
OBS disconnected.
Uh-oh.
OBS reconnected. I think we're back.
We're so back. We're so back.
I think, hopefully. Okay. I do have a theory on it, which we'll get to when we go into like my Twitter threads, because I was too lazy to actually write it all out on my slideshow. No, the part I was lazy about is like embedding videos. I didn't want to put videos into the slideshow. I was like, I'm too lazy to like make sure it's playing right and everything. So we'll just go to Twitter at the end of the slideshow. Lucien's memories. We have a bit from Menshi post, which we are allowed to talk about, but not give the exact things of what he said. If you want to see
summary.
Yeah, if you want to see Lucy's journal entries, I do recommend you get his membership. It's worth it.
Buy his Menchi.
Get his Menshi.
Go right now, or like sit in chat and wait for gifts. We'll sit in chat and then wait to get sniped.
Lucy told us that no matter what the veil goes through, it never wrinkles. And then he told me he couldn't elaborate because it would take a lot of time to explain, and he needs to collect his memories first.
I think that's
in conclusion.
I think that's
he
like,
wanted to see me go crazy was what I got from that. But yeah.
The way that I see it, like I'm just like. He probably also doesn't know. He probably just like made it.
No, I think he does.
Just like shit.
I think he does know. I feel like Avallorium is like very meticulous about their lore and how much they reveal to us, especially if we take like Rosco and Zany into account.
Yeah, I think so as well. But I just think that idea is like it's funny in my brain, and I like to
Code for
yeah,
let me come
that's
up with
code
it
for
first.
that's code for let me come up with it first. Yeah.
Not us clowning Lucy. Poor vampire. So anyways, Veil Sama might have magic.
To clown him the most.
He says he's explored all of Primaterra. Um, in one of his journals, it says time has passed since a certain event theory. He's talking about his friend dying. He also talks about being unsure of his purpose or his memories, which he has later confirmed that he doesn't remember anything before the age of like 10 or 11. I think he literally confirmed that either today or in the vampire readings also. Do not remember which one. But his journal entry is mostly positive, hopeful on people being nice, but he's unable to stay in one place too long because of a curse. His parents died more than 100 years ago. He doesn't really remember them, but he's trying to bring them back, which is why he wanted to go to Avalon. That he revealed in the off collab with Gale, the hand cam stream where they were eating spicy chicken wings, and then all of a sudden Lucy's like, "Oh yeah, I don't remember my parents, but I wanted to bring them back. That's why I wanted to find Avalon." Blah, blah, blah. While they were dying from spice.
Motherfucker! I saw this like this video on Twitter that was like clipped from Lucien Gale's hand cam stream, and it's the part with like the fucking chicken nuggets, and I was just like, I hate these guys. I'm going to game end myself, bro. Like, oh my god. Yeah, it's fine. It's fine. I think it must. I think like either like one of them retweeted it whilst I was like going through posts trying to collect all of their Twitter filth.
Oh.
Yeah, and because like I was scrolling through the replies, and I'm just like, fuck is this shit? what the hell?
Their Twitters. Oh my god.
Yeah.
That's a whole other beast.
When do you know when like around about the time Lucy says like he doesn't like he no longer remembers things from his past? Was it like after the whole incident with his friend dying?
He didn't say anything about that. He just said he was 10 or 11.
When he
he doesn't remember anything from before 10 or 11.
Oh, okay. I see.
He says
PTSD.
eating and what is a lunarist? He says eating and consuming are two different things, so he's not eating lunarists. Don't understand what that means, but okay. Lunarists are souls from people who are not living but not necessarily dead. They are souls. He said he made them souls because he wants to touch everyone's souls with his music. Not necessarily lore related, but that was really sweet.
Affection.
Friend supposedly died, but his soul was extracted. Does not want to say too much because more will be revealed in the future. Does not reveal why or how his friend's soul was extracted. Lucy's curse runs through his body. Lunarist, as many as you can be, not just one person or soul. Many forms, looks, and shapes. If Lunarists want, they can grow limbs, any form and shape they want. Since they're souls, they can be anything they want. That was very much emphasized. You can be anything you want.
We love a good Barbie quote. We love a good Barbie quote from Lucien Lunaris. Hashtag you can be anything.
He says, I don't want to have souls.
So his soul was extracted, so he's not necessarily dead.
Yes. Or he's dead but not gone is how I've been thinking about it.
That makes me thinking. It's making me think about like the crystals because they can absorb people. That's what you said.
Why would you do that to me?
Because if they can absorb people, then maybe his friend's soul got absorbed into the crystal. He's carrying it with him. take to guiding into Avallor and bring his friend back. I don't know. Arin,
He
I
says
can't hear you.
I wasn't
did not hear
speaking.
anything you spoke.
I wasn't
Oh, okay.
speaking. I was losing my
Okay.
mind. My soul left my body. He says that he doesn't want to have souls willingly, especially knowing that they're souls, and he doesn't want to make anyone disappear. Watching Arin lose her mind is the greatest form of comedy. Well, you're probably not alone in thinking that, so thank you, I guess. I'm glad you're entertained.
Yeah, you can make a TV series,
On me
a
losing my
comedy TV
mind?
series. You losing your mind over Avallorium lore. I
If
think it'll
someone-
be a great hit, box office success. You know,
That should be
we're
a video edit with the
gross
circus music.
commenting.
Just take all my tweets losing it over lore with a circus music and make it into a video.
Yeah.
That would be pretty funny,
Mhm.
actually.
Yeah,
Clip
that would be pretty
compilation of
funny.
Arin losing her mind.
Yeah.
You guys all suck. I'm not feeling much support from here.
Teehee, heart emoji, sparkle emoji.
Punches you in the gut. Feels like something Rosco would post. A clip compilation of me losing my mind. You would edit it and everything. Well, Angel,
Do it.
I would probably laugh at it. I would probably laugh at it. I don't care if these streams get clipped. I just don't want to keep them on YouTube. Okay. Lucy mentions he's consuming so blah blah blah. Oh yes, he's consuming souls, not necessarily eating them. In my brain, personally, my theory is that he's somehow siphoning energy off of them, which is possibly how they can still exist around him, not just disappear immediately. But that's just my theory. Lucy says he can see himself in the mirror. Lunarists can also see themselves in the mirror. And then he says that he will not disclose more information because the haters will sabotage his plans. Kidding, that's not what he said. He said he won't disclose more information because he's working on something lore related that has to do with both the Lunarists and himself. If that's what we're getting this week for the 6-month stuff, I will lose it. You know I'm gonna be out of town during all the 6-month shit. I'm so upset. Hi, Ekin. I'm so upset. I'm gonna be in Canada during the 6-month anniversary stream.
Bro. It's okay. Everyone will watch it for you and then tag you.
Yeah, I am expecting
Yeah,
like
it's not-
20 notifications just for lore
Yeah.
if there is any.
Guys, you better do your home. You better do your homework. Whilst Arin is forcibly
Oh no,
away.
not Canada. What do you mean? Oh no, not Canada. I've been wanting to go to Canada forever. I've been to a part of Canada. I went to Quebec before. I'm going to the other side of Canada this time. But anyways, continuing.
I went to Canada as well when I was a child.
I have two when I was a
And,
child. My mom was like, "Do you remember going to the Rockies Mountains?" And I was like, "No, I was 3." You'll be freezing in the snow. It's
I went
not
to
that cold
Vancouver
right now in
and
Canada right
Whistler
now.
when I was younger.
Oh, I'm going to
Because-
Vancouver. Yeah.
Oh, you're going to Vancouver.
Mm.
Nice.
Yeah. Does anyone else's parents do that? Like, hey, do you remember going on this one random trip when you were 3 years old? No? You think I remember? I can barely remember what I did yesterday. I can barely remember what I did this morning.
My mom like sometimes like she'll be like, remember when we took you to like Singapore when you were a literal baby? Do you remember like all of this shit? Like we went to a wedding and stuff like that. Your dad got drunk.
Yeah. Do you remember meeting this
like,
person? Like,
like-
no, I was 2.
Bro,
No worries,
motherfucker,
I'm being late.
I
You're
was
good.
literally a 3-year-old child, and you took me on the plane.
Yeah.
Brother,
It's like,
brother, leave
what
me
do you
alone.
mean you don't remember this? We literally went, and I was like, yeah, and I was literally 3. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
I was watching YouTube shorts. Because that's what I do when I can't fall asleep. It starts with a VTuber short and then it just keeps going. And oh my god, that's so loud. Oh my god. Okay. I was watching, if you guys know, his YouTube username is Danny Phantom EXE. But like Danny, I feel like he's pretty big, kind of. Anyways,
I must live under a rock.
I was hello. I was watching one of his clips and he was like, "Oh, you know when your parent like if you have a traumatic experience with your parents and then like you bring it up to them later and then your parents are like, "I never said that," and they just seem to not remember it." And then he was like, "The
Good
reason
memory.
why is because as a child, for us it was like a formative experience, but to our parents it was just another Tuesday." And I sat there for a solid 10 minutes thinking about that. And I was like, "Oh my gosh." I, it gave me like a crisis,
Oh,
I'm not gonna lie.
That's funny.
He's not wrong though. Anyways,
God.
Lucy's Vampire Story stream. I did not actually get to watch this yet because I keep getting occupied with other things, unfortunately. However, Altheria...
Neither did I.
Altheria
I did not watch it either.
Altheria did start clipping it and got halfway through, so I just have to go through the last half. But stuff we got from that stream. The Lunarists are bound to Lucy. He feels like he's known Lunarists forever. He's not a conventional vampire. A lot of things don't apply to him. Veil-sama has a crest of his family. He doesn't remember other vampires, doesn't remember family, can't remember anything before the age of 10 or 12, which was in the Moonlight Satsu. He says it's true that vampires didn't create other vampires with bites. This was when he was reading on the history of vampires. He also said he's never felt the urge to drink blood. And then Rosco has confirmed today that Lucy speaks Oscuric, although we don't know where this is from, and it's not D&D related, and it makes me want to rip my hair out.
Original language, probably, but the first point makes me think a little bit, whereas Lunaris and Bound to Lucy feels like he's known them forever, because he's mentioned that eating and consuming are two different things. So like in my mind, I guess kind of like like the whole either like receiving energy from them, or it's like, or maybe something of like a soul link, kind of like make bounds them together. Like when he consumes them, then it English.
I kind of see where you're going with that. I see. Yes, I get it.
Yeah.
Maybe that it kind of connects to me thinking that he takes energy from them, but not like necessarily making them disappear, like eating them.
Yeah.
Okay. Something else to consider. Apparently, he said that his official covers and videos on his challenge are also related to lore. I haven't been able to do a whole theory on Akuma no Ko yet, although I have watched it over 10 times trying to figure out what the lore might be. And looking at the lyrics. I did do a theory on his promo vid though, and I have the Twitter link for that at the end of the slideshow, so we'll look at that later.
Oh God, analyzing lyrics. God, that brings me back to Chronoir.
Analyzing lyrics. Funny you mentioned that.
I wish I still had that document, but like it was
you don't
on my
have it anymore?
It was on my old, because it was on my old laptop, and that old laptop is like cocked it, and I don't think I can
that's so sad.
Find it
all that
anymore.
time and effort.
I am so sad because there was like so much shit in there that I had written down. Like I had gone through and watched all of like the MVs, original MVs, analyzed the shit out of the lyrics. I went down a religious deep dive hellhole. And looking up like flowers and what they mean, stuff like that.
Lucy emphasized the flower from Shoujo Rei is a white lily, I think he said, and he like.
I'm going to end my life subscription. White lilies are like triggers for me at this point because that was such a big part of Chronoir's lore. I'm going to end myself. I hate this. I hate this so much.
Okay. Cassian Floral's Crumbs. We only have Crumbs. Actually, we got kind of more of a bigger lore drop, but these were all Crumbs that we got randomly.
King of giving us nothing. Yeehaw! Hey.
He has poison resistance. He created the dewdrops supposedly through a purification process. I say supposedly just because it might have been a joke because this was during a Genshin stream, so we don't know how serious he was being, you know. He's called the Sage of Creation. Go Cass, give us nothing. No, he's given us something now. He has given us something now.
He dropped us a little bit. He decided
Yeah,
to
he's
like
given us a bit.
just a
And
tad, just a smidge.
yeah. And Rosco again had to emphasize that he's a Lightborn, which supposedly in D&D is a celestial half-breed. I don't know if that's the specific meaning of Lightborn that they're using, but seems important because Rosco yelled at me for not knowing it.
I feel like it's not like specifically what he is and stuff, but just like something very very close to it.
I don't
very,
know,
very close
dude.
to it
I was
and
like, we have nothing on Cass except for what's from his lore video, and then he yelled at me and told me to rewatch the D&D stream because we have his title, and I don't know what I'm supposed to do with it. I don't know what that's supposed to give me.
Also, like, Lamau created dewdrops supposedly through a purification process. Bro, nothing is purifying those things. Bro, nothing can purify that fandom. You're crazy, man. I say that. I say this as a dewdrop. Y'all crazy.
I mean, they are number one sussiest fandom.
Oh my god.
His people are from the Tessari Isles. He's always wearing his crystal on the gauntlet. Rewatch the D&D stream, he says, as if it's not out. I rewatched it on 2x speed. Are there what am I supposed to do with Lightborn? What?
Are there at least timestamps for you to like skip to specific parts in the stream?
I don't know. I haven't checked. I think someone has done timestamps, but I mean, I rewatched it on stream that night. You guys literally watched me go through the video to get all the information. That literally after the stream, I went back and rewatched the stream because I was going crazy.
Bro, the poison resistance was just like so. It was just like so random. It was like,
dude, that was because of you.
Nowhere.
We got that because of you.
I know it was. Yeah, I know it was because of me, but like it's still so random. It's just like he was just like, yeah, I have poison resistance. Anyways.
He's always wearing crystal on his gauntlet. What's interesting to me is I went back and looked at his PV again, cause I'm crazy. Call me Lucien Linares the way my memory sucks. Dude, that reminds me of like AO3 tags. Someone on AO3, I don't remember who, but I think I saw a tag where they were like, no beta, we die like Lucy's friend. And I was like, holy shit, that's foul.
That's crazy. That's mad. Bro. Brother, you dog, you crazy. ain't no way. You just didn't dirty like that, God. AO3 tags are so funny. Sometimes if I'm bored, I literally just like go to AO3 and I look through the tag and then I like point and laugh at them.
Yeah, there's some crazy tags out there. In his PV video, Cass says, if magic is a resource, then you may call me the architect. He also says reality is his playground. Very, very humble man, this one.
Okay. I hate this guy. I hate this guy for real. Shut up.
To go on, this was given to us during the Twitter space. Elven Village built houses around the Tree of Life, which radiated energy, which is supposedly what allowed the elves to live longer. One day, the village was attacked by a being wearing all black with red eyes and fangs, going on rampage and causing destruction. Cass wasn't there at the time and only knows what the others told him. Many elves died. Elven Elder then chose Cass to take the crystal to protect it, but also to gain powers from it and protect the village with it after this accident. Cass wants his revenge on whatever attacked his village. Why are you typing in chat? You're literally on call with me.
Because I don't want to interrupt you whilst you're like reading out the lines, so I'm gonna type it in the chat instead.
And then Lucy pointed out that Cass still being all bright and shiny shows how strong-willed Cass is, and Cass thanks him for noticing. But yes, I know, all black and red eyes. Many people are asking if it was Lucy. Lucy said he wouldn't remember. I personally think it isn't, just because Cass has been alive for 1,500 years, whereas
longer,
Lucy
yeah.
has been
And
alive
Lucy
for
was,
like
like, only
150, 128.
Oh,
But
I thought it was 150. Oh, maybe I'm getting
one
mixed up,
something.
but
No, we were probably
120
right.
something.
Yeah. Or
Don't
129.
turn into Doom Diawi, please.
Thing is, I do think they're related. Oh,
Mm.
I swear I did a tweet on this. Hold on. She says as she skips through all her slides
be.
to get to the end just to see her tweet links.
Could be his ancestors, maybe. I don't know.
Yes, I did do a tweet thread on this because I was losing it. I don't think it's Lucy, but I do think they're related. Their lore is related, mainly because both of them have fires in their lore videos.
Mm.
It's a bit of a red herring. I could see that. That's possible. But the reason why I think they're still related is because if you look at Cass's lore video, you see the fire, right? Where he wasn't there during the attack. But Lucy's lore video, his friend dies while there's fire all around. So I think they were attacked by the same thing, personally. That's one of my theories.
So the same thing that attacked Cass also attacked Lucy?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
But obviously we don't know what the motive of it was, so it's just a theory.
A game theory.
It's just a theory, yeah.
I had to.
Crystals. They have powers. Theory, Casses can be used to purify things. In this Twitter space, Cass also said that the crystal grants the holder powers. He didn't say what powers, so might be more than just purifying, might just make the person stronger in general, not sure. Roscoe's also not fully revealed. However, it holds memories of spirits of previous owners is a theory because we get all those voices. We also actually, this is not a theory anymore. We know that the crystal absorbs people. But he's still his own entity. The crystal is magic. It's what's keeping him alive. It's also what he's using for his experiments, and it's what gave us our souls. But more specifically, we don't know. Gale's supposedly does not do anything. Gale has claimed that his crystal doesn't do anything, and that he hasn't been able to use it for anything. Lucy's explodes things at minimum, might do more. Maybe the entity also invokes Lucy's curse in some way. Possibly. That's a worthy theory. I have a different theory, but it's possible. On Lucy's curse, at least. But it could be related.
Gills potentially just hasn't, like, I don't know, activated or something.
Yeah.
Because,
but also,
because
we don't... So, the thing is that we don't know that Lucy's friend died because of an attack from an entity. We just see a fire, and it hasn't been explained what happened. So there being an entity is just a theory as well.
It's too broad to pin down one singular thing, because there's like a lack of more contextual information.
Zany's has been used to create the space of Club Neverbrand, which is revealed to not be in this world but in its own dimension. Also says he can only use magic through the crystal. The boys' theory, the crystals have some kind of power or inherent will to be reunited with each other. This may have been influenced the boys meeting and fighting each other because everything seems too smooth to just be a coincidence. This was from Rosco during the supermarket simulator stream. After that,
Netherbrand. I'm gonna go. Can't. It's too funny to me.
After that, we got the freaking Tears files, which were again random ass tweets. Was it at a god awful time? I don't even remember what time he tweeted those. I think it was. I think I was like, I should not be awake right now, and neither should he. So these are how they've like referred to the crystals, especially in the D&D stream. He, instead of calling them by names, because obviously Xavier doesn't know their names, he calls them by their crystal powers. So he calls them like Holder of Arthur and then Holder of Sellat. We know Morimer's is Roscoe's just because Roscoe's tweeted so much and said so much about Morimer already, but we don't know about the last two. I have asked in Marshmallows. It never came up. The question never goes through. I'm so sad. Freaking someone asked about Glass Age and then everyone blamed me and I was like, that one wasn't me. I knew he wouldn't explain. I just want to know who the crystals belong to. Dream-based future sight, which explains why he knows what memes are. Maybe, honestly. And he just thinks that it doesn't have any powers. And that would be really funny.
That's really
But anyways, no, we don't know Mirren or Driss, which one belongs to who. These are just my theories. I think Driss is Cass and Mirren is Zany. What exactly is Glass Age? I don't know. They just keep referring to it. They haven't fully explained. I don't think they're still in the Age of Glass right now. I think it's a past historical era. But they did talk about it a bit during the D&D stream. We know that there's past crystal owners and that there seems to be a negative connotation around them to some. Also, they get referred to as if holding a crystal is holding someone's or something's power. I personally had a theory that Gale's crystal doesn't do anything because it hasn't accepted him as its owner. Mainly because Gale said he killed someone to get his crystal. I didn't add that to the slides. No, I did. It's right here. Gale's crystal, May 2nd. Gale has 4 coats in his background. I don't know if we can see them. Gale says we can't, but I was very intently staring at his background a couple days ago. I feel like we see a glimpse of them. These colors happen to coincide with the other members of Avallorium. They belong to other pirate captains that Gale has killed in the past. And his crystal came from the last captain that he killed for the coat, and that's how he ended up with the crystal. The only reason I'm iffy on this theory is that Morimer doesn't accept Rosco either, so by that theory, Rosco shouldn't be able to use the crystal powers, but he does because he created us and other experiments. So another theory could just be the power is dormant and it needs a trigger. Oh. Maybe the lightning strike is what got Roscoe's to work. Zany claims it's because Gale just doesn't have magic. Because he's human.
It's just like a L ratio non-fantasy being.
The human debuff.
Human debuff, that's crazy, bro.
Thing is, okay, so I still have like a niggling, like a tiny suspicion that Gale might not be human. I have nothing to back this up.
Okay. We're going with the Delulu the Salulu.
Yeah. Well, no, cause like
the sources just trust me, bro. Trust me, bro.
Especially towards the beginning, Gale said a lot about like he would emphasize that he's a human so much. Like even in his debut stream, he was like, I feel like I need to like remind you guys I'm human because everyone else in my gen, blah 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 blah. But then sometimes he's also
when you re-emphasize it that much, it like starts to cast doubt and suspicion.
But then sometimes he's also like, we're still in May, yeah. Sometimes he's also like, oh, I hate humans, blah 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 blah. And so me and someone else started brain rotting on Twitter, being like, what if he's not human? But then Gale, because he's in our walls, freaking saw, and he was like, don't get too crazy, I just hate humans. And I'm like, you're not convincing me. So Gale has said he is human multiple times. I still have the tiniest suspicion that he might not be human, but that might just be me with having trust issues.
That's fair. When you're a VTuber fan, you develop major trust issues.
Especially when your cameo shoes Roscoe Graves.
Yeah.
can't tell if he's being Gale or if it's lore. That's what I'm saying. But anyway.
Oh my god.
July 1st and 11th, Crystal Mortimer. Mortimer continuously calls Rosco an abomination. Do not ignore me, abomination. I will take back what's rightfully mine. What was his? I don't know. The power, the crystal, possibly the body, something else entirely. Theory, each of the crystals have some kind of entity or piece of power or consciousness of an entity stuck in them, which got stronger with the whole like, oh, you're the holder of Arcer, whatever. Okay, but there's a difference between saying I hate people, which I say all the time, versus saying I hate humans. The connotation is different. Because you can say you hate people. That's fine. I'm a person. I hate people because some people suck. But not a lot of people go around being like, I hate humans.
I hate humans because that
You know?
that collectively refers to the race of
Yeah, it's like-
humanity. It's a broader,
especially when
it's a
we
broader
consider-
spectrum.
Yeah, especially when we consider they come from a world that has more than just humans. But again,
It's no, it's like a species.
because they have all those other things, and like even Cass refers to it as humans. Like, oh, I don't even, I need to go with humans. Like, can you believe that? So they're very like condescending towards humans. It feels like. But
it's more like
again,
a it's more like of a derogative term, a broader derogative term in the way that which they refer to it. Because
and
like
is it
when
Gale
you,
being
when you
Gale
say
or
like
is it
people,
lore? I don't know.
yeah.
Yeah.
Because like when you say people, it still gives like that
Living beings,
like the
like
living
fantasy
being,
beings
like
can be included.
a sense of like life. It's
Yeah.
rather than just like referring to I hate humans.
Yeah, humans specifically.
Yeah, specifically.
Okay, Prima Terra. We learned more about this on May 31st during the D&D ID card making stream. Zany, Cass, and Gale and Lucy were all part of the Adventurers Guild of Prima Terra. Rosco is from Prima Terra, but he was homeschooled, experimented on. So all he knows is Necropolis. This is part of the world that they are at now. Because he just never saw Prima Terra and then he got isekai'd and boom, he was in Necropolis. Zany's also homeschooled because he was nobility. So very different reasons for being homeschooled. Cass is not a wood elf or a high elf. He is something else and he is good at everything. Now we know he's a lightborn. What does that mean? I don't know. It still drives me crazy. I tried looking it up. I tried looking it up. I have a Twitter thread on it. We'll talk more about it. Magic exited. What the Magic existed. Magic existed.
Minor spelling mistake.
Yeah. Zany calls the current place New World. Age of Glass ended, so it is a historical age, and it left behind ruins. The four others explored Shamai. Lucy claimed that he explored the whole world, even if he couldn't remember it.
Yeah, apparently Europe.
Yeah.
Apparently Europe.
And apparently Europe. Shamai is one of the continents of Prima Terra. There's supposedly more, but we don't know about them. I think Age of Glass is when everyone was like fighting, because we do hear that there was chaos with like natural disasters and wars and violence. And then when
this reminds me of fucking Genshin Lore. I'm gonna cancel my live subscription. Bye, bro.
And then
get out of here with this new world, old world shit. Shut up. Oh my god.
No, Zany's just calling the current place that they're at New World, not Prima Terra.
Yeah, I know, but like when you say New World, then it gives the implication that there was an old world.
Prima Terra is the old world. Prima literally means first, and Terra means Earth. If we go into Latin roots.
But it doesn't have to be a world that's existed before Prima Terra, but just something that came before it. In the sense of flowing time.
True, true. I mean, I think Prematerra still exists. They're just not there anymore. You see. I needed to sneeze.
Bless you.
Thank you. Okay. The D&D stream on July 11th. Thank you. Shamai Prematerra is the continent that Avalon mostly explored before they Merci. Before they arrived in this new world. It's the largest continent with many disasters and many wars, with scars scattered throughout. I feel like these disasters and wars are related to the Age of Glass, since Age of Glass left behind ruins, but that's just personally my theory. Age of Glass also seems to be something big because Rosco refuses to explain what it is to us. Shamai is also the central hub for trading, commerce, culture, and etc. Many diverse landscapes with, and these were his words from D&D, the blooming prismwood to the west, the vast Galmorn plains to the east, towering peaks of Lord Grasp to the north, and the dense Kiamdar wilds to the south. Many events, battles, and legends to Shamai, and the journey of Galecast Lucien Zany started in the year of 437. The journey itself...
We could literally make a book of terms.
Like a glossary? Dude, I
a
wish.
Glossary, yeah.
You know, someone asked
of,
Rosco
like,
to organize the lore he's released and if we would ever get it organized from him, and he said he was too lazy. I felt a piece of my soul die when that happened.
Oh my god, this guy. Oh.
Anyways,
Brother,
the journey starts during a time of peace and prosperity, where there's a lot of advancements in arcane. Provinces that survived are resilient, and because evil is still around, adventurers started to rise. Hold on, give me just 1 second.
Oh my god. Oh my god, dude, my brain is cooked. She is overheating right now, dog. There's like so much information that my brain is like not processing. My brain is like not processing it. I'm probably going to go through this this slideshow off stream later on. Due in my own thoughts. I can imagine Steam. Yeah. Oh, bro. We're overheating. Stop the fire. Stop cooking.
Okay, I'm back. I can imagine steam coming out of all our heads. That's true. The rest of us learned this over time, and you're getting this all at once. That doesn't help. My brain's also steaming.
This like feels like it feels like a whole like uni semester's worth of stuff like crammed into like a 3-hour crash course.
Low key, yeah. As for the VOD,
you need to you should create like a master class, right? It's just like you go over like this and this. Like you could create a whole uni course semester. That's just Avallorium lore.
I honestly could,
You
especially
yeah.
knowing that we're gonna get more lore. In terms of the VOD, I'll leave the VOD up for like a week and then I'll take it down probably. Mainly cause, well, no, I won't say that. But anyways, yeah.
You want to say what? Wait, what?
Nothing. Okay, adventurers became
I'm
prevalent. I've already talked to you about it.
I
already know.
Huh?
You already know.
I do?
Yes.
I do? Do I? I have... Lucy's my Oshi, I have bad memory as well. the memory the memory of hashtag Lucien Lular. Oh yeah, okay, you did. Okay. Yeah. Look, 4 hours of sleep, okay? Leave me alone.
Yeah. Okay. Let's see. They all got titles during the D&D stream except Rosco because he wasn't there. Technically.
What about XP? Get ratioed, loser.
Skill issue.
Cry just about skill issue.
Gale is called the Slayer of Sanwin. Cassian is the elven warrior of the Tessari Isles, who is also a Lightborn. Zany, incubus of the Second Circle of Hell, exile of House Netherbrand, and Lucien, wandering nomad, referred to as the Throneless or the Wandering King. They met.
Titles make me think so much because like
They're supposed to.
It's because it's a short amount of words that like simultaneously gives you so much information and no information at the same time, and I hate it.
L plus ratio plus you're late to the party plus you're a zombie.
You're a zombie.
They met at the port city in Sanwin and rescued a half-elf named freaking typos. Named Osea, who referred them to Calrin in the city of Catanea. See, if you just heard these words, would you know how to spell them?
Minor spelling mistake.
Okay, but like, if you heard freaking Catanea or like Calrin or Sanwin or freaking Prism Woods and anyways, it's okay. I'm not gonna lose it over spelling again. I'm okay. Avallorium needs to release a whole book series at this point.
More
that is my
fantasy
dream.
RPGs and play more Final Fantasy.
Don't even talk to me about Final Fantasy right now. Anyways, Calrin recognizes Cass's crystal and gives them a job. The job is to go find evidence of illegal mines where they were mining Arcanite. Arcanite was said to have similar properties to crystals. It stores and releases mana in different ways, sought after and highly controlled. Not as much potential as the crystals belonging to the boys, but just as dangerous. When you said Sanwin, I thought you were saying sandwich. I'm not gonna lie. Rosco, okay, no, Rosco does like making things hard to spell. He freaking talked about like a different world that he made before joining Avallorium and stuff, and he was telling us, he was reading us his like lore document on that world, and all the freaking spelling.
Bitch ass, brother.
Anyways. I made him spell out everything. I was like, you need to stop and spell out what freaking words you're saying right now.
You bold of you to assume that we know that we can comprehend.
No, it was so freaking complicated. Like, hold on, I can find one.
Next thing you know, he's gonna be all of like the names are going to be in Russian or something.
No, it wasn't Russian. It was just spelled freaking ridiculously.
No, I know they're not in Russian, but like next time he's gonna be like, haha, look at all this shit I came up with. It's all in Russian.
Like, take this. Take this.
One of
the words was Guy Liddell. Galadel? I don't remember how he pronounced it. Gaila apostrophe capital DAL.
You know what? Let's move on. I don't want to think about that. So otherwise, it's gonna make me mad. And I'm already like steaming in multiple ways than one.
For more information, they go to talk to a miner that is supposedly the only survivor coming out of the mines, but he's low-key lost his mind. Monsters and ghosts in the mines took the people. The miner heard screams, found something they shouldn't have, buildings underground that they had never seen before, and then as they're leaving, Gale hears them say they wanted salvation. And this was because of a perception roll, I think. So the thing that drives me crazy, if they had gotten higher perception checks on certain things, we might have gotten more information. And I
Fucking
cry.
hell. Fucking hell.
And then I cry.
Roll better. Just be better. Roll better.
The
have better luck stats. Have better luck stats. Be Gavis better.
Dude, especially Lucy's. His rolls were so bad, and I'm pretty sure we could have gotten more information if like he rolled a bit better on I think on history, because like it could have been his memories, you know.
I think Lucy's luck is either like really good or piss poor. I think it's really just like one or the other.
No in between.
No in between. It's just it's either really good or it's like shit as bricks.
Let's see. The mine seemed completely abandoned, and the arcanite that is visible is completely drained. It was inert stone. Also not well organized. The different tracks that were there were not properly connected. Again, illegal mine. Deeper in the mines, more inert arcanite. Why did I type it like that? More inert arcanite. He was supposed to be super intimidating, then everything failed, so he just came off as very boy failure.
Boy failure. Point and laugh, haha, boy failure.
They found a dead and dried out body in the mine, literally just skin and bones, no soul. Finds the underground city, seems to be old and from a forgotten era before the Age of Glass. Unclear how the city ended up underground, but it is enclosed in the cave with no sign of an outside entrance. Lucy starts having flashbacks. This is where I think the perception check could have done so much for us. All we got is that the architecture is very old.
Oh my god, Lucy.
The city seems abandoned.
I can't believe you've done this.
The city seems abandoned with no signs of life. It's reached after going through a tunnel ravine full of arcanite that glows a dark blue. Crystals reacting to the arcanite. So they're crystals. So Zany, Lucy, Cass, and Gale's crystals were glowing during and after the fights. It was reacting to the arcanite. Different buildings of different levels of ruin. Coming in contact with the shadows engulfed them and caused them to get weak and emaciated of sorts. And then they hear spirits going around after the battle, or not they, Lucy. Hear spirits going around saying the name Ailred. With very dim lights on the battlefield, resembling the shadows they fought. Seems more ghostly than shadows. One rocks through Lucy, but it does nothing. They don't seem like normal souls. No smell or taste, as if they're empty. Lucy doesn't know.
I had like a very horrible thought. Like imagine if Gen 2 was like also had interconnecting lore, like not just like within their gen, but also like with the other Avallorium members, and then it becomes a 10-person. Then it becomes a 10-person lore hellhole. That would be funny. Haha. Haha.
I would fucking retire.
I think at that point we wouldn't hear from Arin ever again if the lore started like getting interconnected, because it just came to me when you said there are like ravine full of arcanite that glows a dark blue, because I just remember that there's supposedly a dark blue member of the next gen.
I hate you for bringing that up.
And I was just like, Lamau, what if their laws were?
I hate you for bringing that up.
Oh my god.
No, someone else has brought that up too. Someone else brought it up last time. And again, I think it's not. Just because if you look at Gen 2, I can't see how their lore would be connected.
Yeah, but it would be funny, brackets, negative.
No, I can't keep up with 10 people. I can't keep up with 10 people. If that ever happened, I can.
That'd be crazy. I'm so scared of Gen 2. I'm so scared of like what's going to
I can
what's going to
barely
happen
keep up with 5.
because then everyone is going to get 5 more people stalking them on Twitter. And if
Keep yourself safe out there.
at least one of them is also going to be a law whore. So,
Lord.
oh 07. Hee.
If that ever happened, Aaron
What
would
do you
just
mean,
stop working
Dinosaur
at the
Man
first
from
lore
Prima
video.
Donna?
Yeah. I think if that ever happened, you would only hear from me when there's lore, because I won't have time to do anything else. I'm just going to be scraping VODs for lore at that point. Let's see. Lucy doesn't know what the ghosts are and has never seen them before. They aren't doing anything. They're just whispering and moaning the name Ailred, and then they eventually fade away and they disappear. The others did not see or hear them, but as they were going on, further in, they find another dried out dead body which has a piece of paper in their pocket, which was the evidence they needed for the illegal mining expedition. The name written on it was Nicholas, which is interesting.
Cage.
Nicholas Cage.
Holy shit!
Nicholas Cage is from Primaterra.
He's illegally mining Arcanite. Oh my god! Crazy, bro.
They're gonna be like, OMG senpai, haha, your fans are so down bad and crazy, haha, sends Twitter link. Dude, I don't think it's gonna be OMG senpai. I think it's gonna be OMG Kohai. I feel like Gail's gonna see something and be like, ha, Kohai, look at what they did for you. Look at what they said about you.
They're gonna laugh at us, so in their private Discord.
Absolutely.
Wait, so Lucy was the only one that saw the ghosts?
Mm-hmm. Because it was when they were doing a long rest and taking turns on keeping watch.
Okay.
And so Lucy was the only Gale's, I think, perception check was too low. He didn't see anything. Or it was just a time thing. I don't know.
L plus ratio
plus human debuff.
Plus human debuff.
Banners of the old city, unknown of what city it is, but it is golden red color. The banners have letters, a torn piece is readable, dash and veil. So we don't see the whole thing, we just see half a word. Nicholas was also interesting because he was seen they met him in the Adventurers Guild before he left.
Just imagine that they just walk into the guild and they see Nicolas Cage being like, hey guys,
oh
what
my
up?
god. Oh my god. Okay. This is where we meet a ghost that actually speaks to them. It's a nameless bright blue ghost dubbed by John Avallorium. Is that you? Dubbed by Xavier.
Holy shit! John Avallorium is real.
Xavier
Nicholas should debut in Gen 3, so then we'll have Joe Biden willing after. I'm really looking forward to Gen 3, guys.
Gale names this figure Xavier. This dude is standing over a coffin. This dude is standing over a coffin and doesn't remember his own name because everything was taken from him and the city. He calls the 4 of them crystal bearers and tells them that they're unwanted in the abandoned mines. The one who took everything from the fallen city, as well as Xavier, was also a crystal bearer in the past, which is where Xavier says that crystal bearers bring misfortune. And then he says, verbatim, "We were promised salvation, we were given desolation, now we only wish to be left alone in our eternal prison without meddling from your tears." Tears was interesting to me because that's what the folder of crystal files Rosco calls in his research experiments. And then he calls Gale the holder of Arthur. And then he tells them that the one who brought desolation to the city was a previous crystal bearer, but not one of those four. And this is where the boys supposedly learn that there's a fifth crystal, which is Roscoe's.
I see.
Especially with the we were promised salvation, we were given desolation. It seems to connect directly to Mortimer. So this seems to be where they find out there's more than four crystals. And then Xavier goes on. He says, "Oh, how ignorant you are. You hold immense power. Be careful you do not use it. Leave so we may slumber." So it seems that the boys, even the boys themselves, don't fully know what powers their crystals have or what it can be used for. Whereas this person has clearly witnessed it. So then he says, name was taken, was only left with damning conscience with nowhere to call home. And then it seemed like he was still talking, but then he got interrupted by Gale and I couldn't hear what he was saying anymore. And then they checked for soul, but he didn't have one. And then he says, "We are anchored here, the one that did this in the first place, Mortimer. We were tricked by Ailred. Tricked. Unlike the rest of us, he was given the mercy." Yeah. "Unlike the rest of us, he was given the mercy of joining with the rest of the crystal bearers, absorbed, a much more merciful end than what he deserved. Unsure if all crystals absorb their owners, they asked him, they were like, 'Wait, the crystals absorb us?' And he was like, 'That is for you to find out.' And then
bitch.
he referred to Lucy specifically and called him the holder of Selot and told Lucy that he has more to worry about than the crystal." So probably referring to his curse.
Probably referring to his what?
Curse.
Oh, his curse. Also, Angel asked if you have a clip tag.
I do. It's in my video description. I don't remember it, is why I say that. I think I made it live, laugh, live. No, I don't remember. It's there though. It should be in my video description. That's all the lore they have given us. Live on Arin. Oh, is that my clip tag? I thought that was my live tag.
Your live tag is Arin Live.
Oh, well, there we go. Live on Arin. Okay. Crossing Fates. This is a song analysis because Rosco mentioned it on stream. Lucy has also said that his lyrics are specifically connected to lore from the song. So I, of course, because I'm insane, went through a line-by-line analysis with my theories.
Kills myself in Minecraft.
Okay, so we've got Cass with his little part.
PTSD. I got so much PTSD from clip analysis, not lyric analysis. Oh my god.
And now you get more.
Yay!
Yay! So
someone
first
help me
we've
pay for
got...
my therapy. Someone help me pay for my therapy. I'm gonna need a lot of after this stream.
Starting with Cassian, because he's the one who sings first. The big ones that stuck out to me is that he says it's not a game anymore. So I feel like it's saying that it's not just about getting stronger or getting fame. There's like something more serious attached to it. And there's a bigger dream that he's working towards that requires more energy. What is that dream? I have no idea. Lucy... Lucy especially,
that
since
reminds reminds me of what you said about about Cass earlier, about how you said what is it
that he wants revenge,
like the world is that the world is like
that the world is his reality.
Yeah. Wait, what slide is that, sir?
I don't remember, but it was
Wait. Hold on.
I think under Cast Crumbs. I know what you're talking about though. He says
if after all, reality is my playground.
Yeah. God.
So it's not making my dream a reality. It's not a gamer anymore. It could it could be just referring to like either like a change of thought, an event that triggered a change of thought.
Mm, possibly, especially considering his
Yeah.
village was attacked.
Mm.
They're gonna make me go crazy. I'm gonna lose my mind. I'm gonna end up in a mental
Li-
asylum because of these boys.
Listen, because I have also done lyric analysis in the past. I am my brain's cooking, bro.
Lucy, with the set of eyes, I assume either guilt from dead friend or knowing that his friend isn't completely dead and gone might be his friend in general. Promising to find Avallorium because I thought it's like can't just run away. I'll end what I've begun. I thought he was promising to find Avallorium because that's what he started with his friend. Won't lead to regret. Determined to make sure he gets what he wants. And then we've got Gale talking about being in a maze. So we know he's been searching for Avallorium like years before he meets the boys. So it possibly feels like he's going in circles. When he says the fate guides his way, maybe it's talking about the crystals, since we know that the crystals are supposed to help find Avallorium. And then all three of them apparently want to call a name to heal the pain. There's nothing left. This is who I am. Whose name are they calling? I don't know.
John Avallorium!
I'm gonna yeet John Avallorium into the deepest ocean.
I'm thinking about like the line where it says, "But I know it's not too late. Fate guides my way." Because Gale's law, like in the past, like he's killed a bunch of people. So like when he says like, "But I know it's not too late," it could be like again a change of course. Or like righting his wrongs or something like that.
Maybe, but he's a bounty hunter.
I guess so. But like he was the bounty hunter before like meeting Avallorium, because I like the rest of the boys and all of these meetings could just be like the catalyst for a lot of things. Like when relationships are formed, sometimes people change and whatnot.
True. All of them seem to have some kind of pain from the past that they're recovering from, and they have nothing less to lose, which is why they're putting their all into their journey, is my personal analysis on that.
I feel hurt.
You feel hurt?
Yeah.
Why?
My angst.
I freaking love angst.
Yeah, I do as well. I like to hurt. Haha.
The amount of times I've used these lyrics in an angst fic is twice, and both of them were with Gale as the main character. I keep hurting him. I don't know why. Anyways. But yeah, it's true. No, angst, Ash baby. There's also the background that this is a VTuber debut song, so they're gonna appeal to fans. Your name might just be the fan base, possibly, except for the fact that Lucy has emphasized that he did choose his lines because it's lore related, and Rosco has also emphasized that it's semi-lore related, and Rosco wrote his own rap lines. So it's possible that they put in a bit of fan service in with there, but
also at the same time, we know how much of lore whores these guys
yeah, at the
are,
same
so...
time I have trust issues.
Yeah, at the same time.
In conclusion, I have trust issues.
Yeah. The whole takeaway from this entire stream, I have trust issues with every single Avallorium member now.
Real and true. Gonna eat myself to Primatera at this point. All of them say
I will go there myself then.
All of them say that there's no time to think. So I personally just think it's like a act first, think later. Don't hesitate. Don't overthink about what they're doing. especially because Cass follows it up with doing what I feel is right. So, like, probably following instincts and hoping for best results. Gale says, take back what is mine. So maybe he's looking for something he lost, or I'm reading too much into it. And then we'll just keep moving on, I feel like, as time waits for no one, and they have to keep going forward no matter what. All of them are doing the whole consequences stuff. Which is interesting on to why they're using the word consequences specifically. Because it feels like it can be referring back to the monkey's paw stuff with making wishes can lead to consequences, but maybe those can be changed if you do something about it first, maybe. And then opening the door, possibly taking the next step in the journey. And then Cass says, nothing's been impossible so far. All we need is our hope. So this can, honestly, I don't know. I feel like that part's just pretty straightforward.
I think that's not everything in this song is probably gonna be lore related. I think like a bunch of it is just like song filler.
Yeah. And then there's Roscoe's rap. So fog, personally, I was kind of thinking like the fog and being lost could be related to either being stuck in the experiments or the fact that he has different people in him that sometimes causes memory loss, especially if you consider the fact that when he did the lore drop during Poppy's playtime, you see like fog. Do you see fog in the background of the video, or am I tripping? Am I making things up?
Bring it. Do you want to bring it up again?
Yeah.
Because like when you think of fog as well, it's like I think it can also refer to like a clouded mind, a clouded thought process, like hazy memories and stuff like that. Because it doesn't have to be like physically walking in the fog. It could be like in your own mind, lost in your own thoughts.
Yeah. I don't think it's physically. I do think it's more mentally. It does have fog in the background, but it could just be for video effects. Or it could be mental fog, like you're saying. Cloudy skies. Time. I personally thought that it was like time and experiments when he was locked away, since he did also clarify that like he didn't get to leave ever. Versus, and he says that the like cloudy skies fade away seems to be when he escaped and started forging his own path. Can't recall the plans we made. Different people messing with his memories. Could be a reference to that. And then in the end, determined, however, to live his own life and not be chained down by other entities or whatever history they have. Again, these are all theories and me just going crazy over the lyrics.
A theory. It's just a theory.
Just a theory. Oh. So, are you gay? Locked in the vault seems important. Do you not know that meme with Roscoe's PV at the end? He's like, "Are you game?" No. But it sounds like he's saying, "Are you gay?"
Brother.
But yeah, locked in the vault. Probably related to his experiments as well. I'm not the one who came up with that. Other people came up with that first. I just repeat.
Are you gay? That is giving me the exact same feeling as when Lucien debuted, and then people would just make like memes of "I going, you smell."
Yeah, that one's funny.
You smell.
You are tempted by my smell like a bee that seeks honey.
Oh, that's funny. Oh, that brings back memories.
If you listen, we're gonna skip to the end. It should be like right here. So, are you gay? Anyways, get Roscoed, I guess, or whatever.
Get Roscoed now.
It's like a Lunas, but that's what makes us
I'm so glad that I have YouTube Premium.
Me too, except Roscoe still Roscoe's us in his stream. You know, freaking Gale has Roscoe'd us too. I was like, what the frick is wrong with you?
Ratio plus get Roscoe'd. I have never been Roscoed before. Hee.
Xander and Gale, reaching up to the sky to find the future that I want. It's too late to go back. The words I've been waiting for. Possibly taking control of their own lives and pursuing desires. Words I've been waiting for. The encouragement they needed to move forward instead of hesitating or overthinking what it might lead to. I get Roscoed while watching other streams. I don't get getting Roscoed anymore.
I think
honestly,
I'm numb to it now.
I was never that mad at it. I was just like, okay, well, here we go again.
That's so real. I think all of us are just going numb at this point. I'm going to be numb after the 6th anniversary for multiple
Oh
reasons.
my god.
I have
Dude, my wallet's gonna be numb after the 6-month anniversary.
Thankfully, I'm getting paid tomorrow, so
I haven't gotten paid for the last 2 months.
Why?
Actually, last month, and I don't get paid this month either because I haven't because I'm on a 10-month pay salary.
Oh my god.
Yeah,
bro.
So money,
So
it's
sad.
so bad. Money has just been leaving, and I don't see any money coming in, and my soul dies. I've been watching my bank account, and I'm like, wow.
At this point, I will buy 6th anniversary merch for you.
No, isn't the conversion rate really bad? Okay.
Oh my god, I was gonna say something else, but I forgot what it is. Haha, short-term memory. Haha. I don't think it was important. If I forgot it, then it's probably not important.
You'll
About
remember
Tiki.
it eventually, I'm sure. Maybe after you get more than 4 hours of sleep. You couldn't buy
4
Rosco
hours of
merch on
sleep.
time? Why? I'm so sorry.
Nor.
What
Well, at least we've
happened?
got six Zany coming up.
That's true. It just means you've saved your money for the next big thing. You were still at work. Roscoe's merch was out for like a whole week. What happened? Were you waiting to get paid?
Oh.
I'm sorry. We've got the promise I made to you will change the way things are. Have no idea who the you is. Again, it could be fandom if we think like VTuber fan service, but it could also be to each other, or it could be to Lucy's friend. If to each other.
Lucy's dead brackets question mark for
Yeah,
friend.
dead brackets question mark. Oh, I'm sorry. Maybe they'll do a rerun of the merch someday.
Maybe. It'll probably be in like another year's time or some
Yeah.
shit. I don't know.
Maybe at the
Oh,
1
because
year
it's
anniversary.
because it's birthday merch. Usually that stuff's like it changes every year. So
That's true. But sometimes, well, we'll see. We'll see how FSP does
Yeah.
things.
or you can find it on Mercari for like
oh,
a triple
true.
the price.
Maybe someone's like reselling.
Yeah. That's how I got like a lot of like my older Cronoa birthday merch, and it's how I got that's how I got like 3 Kuzaha wall scrolls up on my wall at the moment. They
Nice.
stare at me whilst I sleep, and I hate it. I wake up, I look to the side, and they're looking at me, and I'm just like, God,
Did you put them there?
put me back to sleep.
You put them there.
It was like nowadays when I wake up, cause back then I was like a crazy bitch. I still am, but like now when I wake up and I look to the side, I was just like, man. Also, like my acrylic stand of Lucy that I bought for the first Anna yeah, the debut merch. Yeah, he's still stuck up on my wall.
Oh.
He is still like taped up on my wall with washi tape, and it's been however many weeks. I think it's been like well over a month at this point.
Yeah. I have a bunch of like Trey Clover merch. And I just like, oh my god, I need to get rid of this.
Oh my god, Twisted Wonderland. I went to the Twisted Wonderland cafe in Japan. It was interesting.
I'm personally
Yeah,
offended, and so we're gonna move on.
he's just taped to the wall, like straight up taped to the wall. Because I remember that he taped the Lunars to the wall, and I was just like, huh, you think you're funny? You think you're funny, Lucien Lunaris? Two can play that game. I'll tape you to the wall.
Oh, I remember the picture.
Yeah, I posted a picture on Twitter. It was just like, it was like, two can play. You think you're the only one that can tape us to the wall? Think again.
Gale and Rosco just sit in my bookshelf.
I should have. Oh my god! I should have bought all of the acrylic standees so I could tape them all to the wall and then post a group photo on Twitter, like a sick twisted joker.
I want to put Roscoe's into a plastic bag and shake it like the goldfish or like the fish girl from
like,
Nemo.
like I would just like swing it around like I'm like swinging a lasso, and then just be like,
No, because the girl from Nemo shakes it and is like, "Why aren't you doing anything?" That's me with Roscoe, except like, "Why aren't you explaining the lore?" My friend and I plan on making a Roscoe cutout for my birthday, so I'm gonna tape it to my ceiling.
Oh my god! You should like oh my god! This is
Oh, hello.
on Instagram where this where this girl goes to like an axe throwing range, and like she's a barista or like works in a coffee shop, and then all of the things that she yells in frustration is like related to her job. She's just like, yes, we accept Amex. Serviettes are over there. And then she's just like throwing axes at the wall, and she's like, "You're gonna do that with the Rosco? Why aren't you explaining?"
Yeah, dude. If they ever get a plushie, I'm tying him to my ceiling fan.
Oh my god! Please video that. Imagine if 6 anime merches like we get papes. Holy shit! New dartboard just dropped.
My freaking
actually.
wallet. My freaking wallet. Oh my god, I should just tape Roscoe's face to the wall and just throw darts at it sometime.
Yeah. Oh
I
my
think
god.
that would be really cathartic.
I should do the same with like Cass and Lucy. But to be honest, like all of them, and then I'll like make a bunch of like origami kunai and
Just-
make it just like stab them under there.
No, because one of my coworkers said she found like a mini like axe throwing thing at Costco. It was like toy axes, obviously, but like it's like basically a Target with like toy axes. And she was like, "I saw this and I thought of you, and I almost bought it." And I was like, "Why'd you think of me?" But I was like, "That would be so fun."
She's a Noah.
Yeah, I did tell her. I was like, "Yeah, I do kind of want to do axe throwing someday." Okay.
I want.
Okay.
Moving on. Back on topic.
You know what? You guys can read through the lyric analysis yourself. We're gonna go to theories. Skipping ahead. What is this? Okay, Age of Glass. I don't have a lot of theories about this because it was name dropped and then nothing, but I do feel like it feels like a time of instability and possibly even something like war, which is war, not lore, something like war, which is what they mentioned in the D&D stream. However, it could also just be a historical era the way we have the Stone Age or the Bronze Age. I'm split between them because Roscoe mentions it's more peaceful here. I think this would be a cool thing to play with if they're calling it the Age of Glass, because glass is something that can be used for many things, but also shatters easily and can be considered fragile. I was thinking the ruins were formed by war or something else that caused destruction. Of course, it could just be that the Age of Glass is a well-known historical era that left behind famous ruins like Stonehenge or ancient Greece, but personally, the name drop of the era is too specific for it to be casual, especially because they keep talking about it. Primaterra is behind in terms of human civilizations. I don't think this is as true anymore because Zany might have been talking about the underworld, but he was joking a bit where he said Necropolis had strange things like phones and stuff, but also basic human rights. Could have been a joke, could have been about the underworld, but personally, I thought originally that humans might have been a minority in Primaterra, but then Lucy in today's stream said that there were a lot of humans, so I don't think that's true anymore. So scrap that. But in terms of humans' advancements, I think like technology-wise, they're behind, especially because they have magic there. After D&D Theory 1, we should make an Avalon pinata minus Zany and hit it with a bat for their 1 year. That would be funny. That would be funny.
That's a really good idea.
Okay. Let's see. Theories expanding on the information we got today. First theory, the underground town is the same one that Crown, Shield, and Scroll were all part of. This would make sense since Mortimer is mentioned by the one who speaks them. Theory 1 continued. Iored is the Crown. Throughout the different lore drops we received in the past, he's the one being most aggressive and being the most assured that his way is the right way. To me, it would make sense if he's the one who led the city to ruins. My new thought, however, is Theory 2. And this is, what if these three were never actually working together and they weren't part of the same era? They might all be different past owners of Roscoe's crystal. That theory mainly because Iored got absorbed with the previous owners of the crystal. So I was wondering if only previous owners get absorbed, and why do they get absorbed, and do others get absorbed? Because if others get absorbed, then it would be more possible for the three of them to have existed at the same time. But if it's owners, only owners that are getting absorbed, then it would make less sense for all three of them to be absorbed into the crystal.
I'm thinking about like the whole Age of Glass thing, because like if we continue like thinking about the properties of glass, it can be used for many things. It shatters easily, and it also like made me think about like refractions and reflections, because it is like similar to a crystal,
right?
In its sense. I don't my thoughts are absolutely not collected, but that's just like something that I wanted to bring
That's
up.
true. I mean, another thing about glass like, could also reflect. Yeah. Or the other thing about glass is like you can see through it. There's a lot of things you can do with glass. There's a lot of things glass can be used for, and a lot of things glass can be symbolism for, so it's very interesting that they chose that specifically.
Yeah. And I think if we consider too much, then we're going to be overthinking it and our brains will explode, so we're going to move on.
Real and true. Let's see. The Crown's voice confirmed to come from the crystal, but what about the others? We heard stories about them. We heard about their research. Since their voices Rosco can hear, I still believe they're connected to the crystal somehow. But we, meaning me, I've always been assuming that they worked together. What if that's not the case? What if they were each different figures in their own stories and got absorbed into the crystal when their time came? If this is the case, how did they end up with such different perspectives of Mortimer? And why does it seem like there's no other records of Mortimer and the crystals in general? And why does it seem like Avallorium is more of a myth than a place everyone knows about? Why is Arcanite so wanted? What makes the crystals special? And what exactly is Avallorium? That was my brain rot.
It's interesting how you say that's what if they were like different figures in their own story that got absorbed by the crystal when their time came, like they're like all different like pieces that like come together, because then it makes me think of just like Roscoe's existence in of itself, since he's labeled as a flesh golem, which is when you like take multiple pieces and you put them together and put them into like a one entity and stuff. That's kind of like makes me think about the similarities between that.
Funny that you mentioned that. I was going to talk about Roscoe's body a bit more. You could always post it on Twitter. And then hopefully we see it.
Yeah.
My Twitter DMs are also open if you really want to DM it.
We can post it under like the lore tweet.
Oh, that's true.
The lore tag. Yeah. The lore tag. And then like
this tag is not just for me. I feel like people are scared to use the tag. It's not mine.
Yeah. Like everyone just like uses that tag to talk about the lore. You can like find it easily when you go onto the latest posts.
Okay, so there's no lore drop, but I was just thinking about Morimer again, because why not? And his gift that Rosco supposedly has, Morimer keeps saying that Rosco's unworthy of his gift, yada yada, right? So Rosco's probably using it somehow, I assume with his experiments. We know that Morimer is the bringer of life, the harbinger of death, and the beginning and the end. To me, that always meant he had something to do with life and death, more specifically souls. This feeling, personally, is stronger. What?
He's a factoid.
Oh my god.
He's a factoid. Holy shit. Me, Hoyover's law connected with Avallorium. Oh my god, big boom, big brain boom. Holy shit.
I also said, this feeling is stronger because Rosco said that, oh, yes. Rosco said that we are a consequence of using his crystal without knowing what it's capable of. So, if we take that to mean that Morimer is the one who's the driving power in the crystal, then Morimer can somehow give life or even give souls. But if he's so powerful, why hasn't he taken his gift back from Rosco already? Why is he still attached to him? My theory, Morimer doesn't have his own body. I strongly believe that Morimer is trapped in the crystal for whatever reason, and he offers his gift to people in exchange for a physical body to move around in. Theory? My theory then is that the scientist was trying to make a physical body for Morimer. We saw the scientist experimenting. We saw that the crystal was in the jar. We don't know what the goal was, but what if they had made some kind of deal with Morimer? Theory 1, Rosco was the original owner of like the main body and took back control. Or theory 2, the process in making a body for Morimer, somehow Rosco's soul was either created or ended up in the body instead. Elaborating on theory 1, Rosco's a flesh golem, we all know that, which means he was created by putting together different body parts. However, it does seem like the majority of his body came from one person, likely Rosco's original self. Versus theory 2, the scientist is seen doing experiments on Rosco and seen keeping the crystal in a bell jar, which can be used to symbolize madness, feeling of being trapped and suffocated. Could be reading too much into it, but I love bell jar symbolism.
We love overanalyzing in this household.
Absolutely. And then elaboration continued. Why was it kept in a jar, and why was he so invested in observing it that he fell asleep beside it? Was he just a mad scientist? Or what if he was hearing voices from the crystal and he was being enticed by the crystal? What if part of Morimer's anger towards Rosco comes from the fact that the body was supposed to be his? It might be a stretch, but that's my current brain rot.
I don't think it's too far-fetched.
That's... Dude, if... I honestly don't know how I would feel if it like was on this, if this was on track or not. Because it feels so insane to me, you know? You know?
Interesting.
Okay, Lucien's PV. Analysis. These are all theories.
Game theory.
Yes. What's very interesting... I'm gonna turn on my desktop audio so you guys can hear it too. But... at the very beginning of his video...
Destiny is a cruel master, puppeteering our reality, tailoring our memories to its unforgiven will.
we're seeing the world through the crystal.
Yeah, that's like the first thing that like
Destiny is a
that
cruel...
immediately stands out for me.
Yeah, that's what stood out to me when I was
it's
like, oh, it's kind of red, and then it zoomed out, and I was like,
red,
oh
like,
shit,
zoomed
it's
out,
the
yeah.
crystal.
Yeah.
Which is why I feel like Destiny's not just an abstract thing that he's talking about, but could be referring to the crystal itself, especially if we consider crossing fates. We know that the crystals have powers, and we know that his can explode things. However, this makes me feel like there's more to it than that. Can the crystal's energy truly be controlled? Does it ever act on its own if we consider the theories that the boys think the crystals are naturally drawn to each other? Or is it... What the fuck is my typo here? Is it the crystal that is actually controlling the boys, I think.
Well, I feel like it could like have like the crystals could have wills of their own if we look back on the whole like soul absorption thingy-majig.
Yeah, and if we think about the fact that the crystals, these feel like names to me, you know?
Yeah, they do. They feel like they do feel like names, like the people inside
Oh,
of
I've
it.
never tweeted about this theory, but I was feeling like the crystals and Mortimer. I feel like I thought I did tweet about this. Oh well. I feel like a possibility is that the crystals are housing some type of like ancient being or power or something. Especially if we consider that Mortimer speaks to Rosco.
And it makes me like interested to like knowing that the fact that they're potentially like all gravitating towards each other. If there are like if there are people inside of that crystal that are like gravitating toward each other, or what their like what their relationship is, and then how that affects Avallorium and their relationships. And how it becomes interconnected.
Yes. Let's see. Going on. Again, Rosco has mentioned that all 5 of them feeling meeting is too much of a coincidence, and there's a possibility that the crystals were drawn to reunite, and that this could have influenced their meeting. Although he said this was just a theory, this does raise the question: what are the crystals? Do they really have the power to influence and change fate? Are they fragments of energy of destiny and fate itself? Am I overthinking it? Probably, but here we are.
Well, I think I don't think overthinking is long gone at this point where it's too far down. Nothing is overthinking anymore.
Just
because we've overthought already so much.
True. Just double checking because I've messed with audio a bit. Can you guys still hear Anne? Hopefully. Someone just give me a confirmation before we continue.
Light and dawn.
Lamau, Steve, can you hear me? Lameow.
I'll just pull up the stream and check on my phone.
Okay, yeah, they said they can hear me.
Oh, okay.
I'm sorry you have to listen to my grating voice, XD.
Don't even. Oh my god.
My shitty Aussie accent. Hee.
Okay, next part of the video.
I tread a thin line between twilight and dawn, seeking hope within my sorrow. I tread a
angsty emo boy. Anyways, twilight and dawn can symbolize darkness and light, obviously, but it can also symbolize life and death. This could be a reference to seeing the souls of deceased around him. Personally, I think there's more, mainly because of the next line, which is seeking hope within my sorrow. We know that Lucy originally wanted to find Avallorium for his friend and to go with his friend. However, tragedy strikes and they don't get the chance, but Lucy still looks for Avallorium, still has a wish that he wants granted. We don't know his wish, but my theory has been that he wants to bring his friend back. He also mentioned he wants to bring his parents back. If I really go out on a limb, I'd say he's also tried other methods to bring his friend back, which could be why he has lost and needs to collect his memories. I obviously...
People are saying that they... Oh my god. People are saying that they like my accent. Y'all are mad. Y'all mad for real. You crazy. How could you? You crazy asses.
So today we learned Anne doesn't know how to take compliments.
I'm an artist. What are you talking about? I've never been able to take compliments. I say thank you in reply to comments, but on the inside I'm like, shut up.
At least you say thank you. I just sit there like, oh my gosh, I don't deserve this. What are you saying? Let's see. I
When
don't
he
know what
says
he
the
did.
line, when he says
Uh,
the line, I tread a thin line between
Mhm.
twilight and dawn. This is like probably not related, but it just reminds me of how they said Avallorium is like the thin veil between what
Ooh.
and reality. Whatchamacallit?
The between
The
dimensions and shit. Yeah.
yeah,
I get you. That's true.
yeah. That
I
just like it just like
personally
reminds me. It just reminds me of that.
mhm.
Probably not connected in
It could be.
any way, but
I think like the fact that he's treading a thin line between twilight and dawn probably I feel like it's connected to his curse and like how he got cursed.
yeah.
Right? And if we look
Abiding by the code of chivalry instills me with noble gratification. Abiding by the code of chivalry instills
this specific clip was what made me think that everything he does is still connected to his friend, because it feels like he's trying to convince himself that no matter what he does, he's doing it to try and make up for what happened to his friend by following the quote-unquote right chivalrous path. He's earning some sense of satisfaction or reward gratification. Yet to me, it seems like this is just surface level, a temporary relief, because he uses the word noble gratification. And then this can be used in the sense of nobility or in the sense of holding oneself to high morals, possibly a result of what happened to his friend. The other thing to note that he's mentioned is important is the fact that his crown is on the ground. Because someone pointed that out and he was like, oh yeah, like that is something that should be noticed. What does that mean? I don't know. But then we also have the next line.
Yeah. And you should notice that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's important. I don't know why, but it's
I'll let you guys deal with that. But it's important. You should take note of that.
Yeah. And then the next line.
However, destruction follows in my wake, and my shadows begin to creep up on me.
So even though he's following the code of chivalry, there's still destruction probably related to his curse. Seems he's unable to escape the clutches of shadows that are attaching to his skin. He still hasn't told us what's on his skin. He's just vehemently insisted that it's not goo.
Again,
this
it's
is
probably a result of the curse.
Yeah. I mean,
yeah.
for sure. I can't imagine it being anything else.
I can't. Yeah, what else? What else would it be? A fancy accessory, you know?
Yeah.
Just like you know,
And
it's a fashion statement.
It's like attached to his stomach
perking.
and stuff too, I'm pretty sure. And then like the other reason why I think he's tried other methods to bring back his
Wait, did you say that it's not attached to his skin?
No, it is attached to his skin.
Oh, it is
Yeah.
like some sort of parasite.
This is the other reason why I think he has tried other methods to bring back his friends. We know he's cursed, but we don't know why or how. It could be something that happened when his friend died or something that happened afterwards. I personally think that maybe he tried a method to bring back his friend that was quote-unquote immoral or unaccepted by the world, and because it either failed or rejected, caused the curse to come down on him, possibly. Also point out that Lucy's admitted Veil-sama is actually connected to lore and never wrinkles no matter what. This also
I think
feels
that thing is sentient.
Well,
I think that thing is sentient, like Doctor Strange's cloak. I think it has sentience.
I thought maybe his friend's soul was connected to it.
That'd be wild. His friend's soul
Because
is like.
if we also talk about the design of his
veil.
crown, it's not just little diamonds, but also a layer of what seems to be skeletal hands. And so I feel like both of them are connected to his friend and possibly his friend's soul. I didn't elaborate on that. I just went to the next part of the video.
You may call me
That'd be
Lucien
mad crazy.
Lenoris.
The veil
Let
is
us pursue this
connected to
uncanny
his
adventure
friend. His friend draping over him, like he's protecting Lucy. Okay, I'm gonna shut up. I'm going to game end myself.
There's also uncanny, strange, or mysterious, especially in an unsettling way. an interesting adjective to use to describe an adventure, which usually is used to imply something to look forward to or something exciting. It makes me feel like the adventure is no longer something that is fully a choice, but more of an obligation or a pull towards something that we don't know. Yeah, and that's it. That was my analysis of his PV.
Interesting. It's just like, yep, fuck, my brain hurts.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
Cassian,
That's what it is.
this was literally the day before the Twitter space where I started theorizing. Oh my god, that took a dark turn. Yeah, I mean, what is lore if it doesn't have angst? Let's be real. Let's be
That's
real.
so true. In this day and age, we can't have nice things.
There is no lore without angst. That's just a part of our lives.
I think it's physically impossible for me to like create someone's backstory without giving it angst. I think it's
Yeah.
actually impossible for me.
Therapy is expensive, but giving my OCs trauma is free.
Yeah. Can we let's make that another quote. When you just like a new tag, which is like quotes that banger one-liners. Oh,
Angst.
angst. Yeah, woo.
They did drop a bit of lore. I did clip it in my thread. You can see the clips in the thread. Someone also recorded the whole Twitter space, so you can find that under
Awesome.
Cass's tweet being like, you can save those? Yes, you can save those, Grandpa. Okay.
Fucking
So-
Albert Elfman. Fucking hell.
Specifically, I was looking into what a Lightborn was, and I found the descriptions on D&D. The light elves are shorter than humans and have pale white skin. Most of them have white hair that almost glows, though some dye their hair in shades of lavender, indigo, verdant, or scarlet, have long ears, tapered chins, and large enchanting eyes, and naturally thin and appear very delicate. Light elves often dress in white robes or gowns. Golden jewelry adorns their fingers, wrists, and necks. When battle calls, they don silvery armor and carry long spears and elegant swords. My bigger thing that I focused on was the fact that they tend to be reluctant heroes. Light elves are not a particularly adventurous or curious race. When a light elf decides to leave home and face unknown hardships of the worlds abroad, it is usually for a good and noble reason. Which is why my brain stuck to that, because if we look at his lore video, we see younger Cass seemingly caught up in conflicts. We got the swords, which originally I thought was just from training, but then there's blood and stuff, so it's probably more than that. We also see Cass looking at the fire, which he explained the next day. Right after the fire, he talks about seeking out Avallorium. We don't know why. He does say he wants to get stronger, but the thing that made me curious is like what happened specifically to make him think that his current strength isn't enough. Because he's not that humble, right? He literally calls himself... He calls
her
himself
brother
the
is the sage of creation.
Yeah. He
Reality
considers
is
it-
my playground.
Yeah, and if you look at his lore video, he's like, obviously I'm the one who gets to like, who was entrusted with the crystal and like has to protect it. He doesn't hold back on praising himself in his lore video as the most gifted, while also implying there was no one left at the village that could challenge him. To add on to this,
Damn narcissist. This
I mean,
damn
that was one of his
narcissist.
character traits, so
Yeah.
to add on to this, in his PV, he also calls himself the architect and calls reality his playground. Even when he goes to find help from humans, he emphasizes they aren't equals. So, in all aspects, Cass doesn't consider himself weak. So why does he want more power? What exactly caused that fire? What burned down? What was the significance? What significance did it hold to Cass? What glory is he looking for? What exactly was so important for him to go get help from humans that he openly expresses dislike for? I don't have an answer, obviously. Just a lot of questions it's interesting to think about, especially considering the fact that they keep emphasizing that things were not peaceful in Prima Terra, even though the worst of wars and conflicts have ended. And when you consider that Cass is 1500 years old and probably lived through all those conflicts and such, you just get more questions. Now, we know what happened with the fire now because the very next day he had a Twitter space where he gave us lore. Um,
It's interesting because when you said that they keep emphasizing things that were not peaceful in Prematerra, even though the worst of wars and conflicts that had ended, it calls into mind what can be considered peace in a sense,
that's
because
true.
because it's like it can be viewed through a subjective lens.
That's
So
true.
it's just like what's peace,
What does
what
peace
is generally
actually mean?
what does peace actually mean when you consider it from different people's standpoints.
Yeah.
More questions, more thoughts.
More questions, no answers, just
Yeah.
questions,
No
only
answers,
questions.
just questions. We got like maybe like one single answer, and then like for every single answer we gained like 20 more questions.
Literally, dude, after the D&D stream, I was literally sitting there and I was like, wow, so many questions have been
Yeah.
answered. I'm not losing my mind. I like finally got answers. The next fucking day, I was like, I so lied to myself. I have so many questions. What the hell was I on?
You deluded yourself. I think you were like so you must have been like so excited getting like
I'm
answers
so
for some things,
overloaded.
and then
Yeah.
when you like yeah, and then when you like sat down and processed it, you were just like fuck
Yeah.
me, bro.
Yeah. We did get a lot of lore still. Okay. So first, the attacker, red eyes, fangs, wore all black. If they have intertwined lore connected to Inkst, I will actually lose my mind. That's
I will
over.
also lose my mind, and you will not hear from me. I am going to like delete. I am going to delete myself off of Twitter for real. Like you will not hear from Anne ever again.
I'm gonna go on a soul searching journey into the mountains where you can't reach.
Yeah, I'm actually gonna like go on a pilgrimage after that.
Alternatively, however, this is what I mentioned earlier. What if whatever happened to Cass's village is also related to whatever happened to Lucy's friend? Personally, I don't think Lucy's the one that attacked the village, mainly because Cass looks so much younger at the time of attack.
Yeah.
Beyond
And
that,
he's
Cass has
old,
lived
fucking old,
1500. Yeah.
old.
Whereas
Grandpa.
Lucy has lived under 200. What feels more feasible to me personally is that someone after the crystals targeted both of them. Maybe someone is after all the crystals, or there could have been another motive. Another thing I want to add is that Lucy pointed out that Cass has a strong will. Cass also talks about how he got the crystal because it gives him powers and makes him stronger. Giving him the crystal was not only to protect the crystal itself, but also to give Cass the power to protect the village and its people. This stuck with me because of the whole reluctant heroes thing that I talked about earlier. Also seems to be connected to his noble, quote-unquote noble reason, if he has one, for finding Avallorium, but I feel like it can't be the only reason. The reason why I have more questions after all this is he's supposed to be protecting his village. Why'd he leave? If he got the crystal to protect the village and the people, why is he not there protecting the village? Right?
Yeah.
And to me, if you look at his lore video, he talks about going to Avallorium when he's standing in front of the Tree of Life. So I could be reaching, but my theory at the moment is possibly during the attack, something happened to the Tree of Life. It could have either been damaged or corrupted somehow, and Avallorium is his last hope for reversing that.
So you essentially it's like he's being forced to go on in order to protect this village.
That's what I think. If we take everything into account. But then the other question I had was, why was Cass not at the village during the time of attack to begin with? Was it just a stroke of luck on his end, misfortune on everyone else's, or was he doing another task, something else entirely? The people, me, want to know. And that brings me to the end of the slides. That's it. That's all I got.
I hate myself. Can't believe I sat through all of that. I can't believe I sat through like a 3-hour long uni lecture.
Yeah, I can't believe it's been this long. I didn't think we would go to 3 hours.
I mean, we did like derail a little bit
Yeah, it was
here
fun.
and there.
It's made me realize I do need to update my slides and theories a bit, but I'm lazy, so I'm not going to.
Oh yeah, there's the whole thing that Zany has brimstone in his blood.
Oh,
But,
you're
anyways,
right. I need to
I
go
don't know.
back to that. Where did I put that? See, I just have where Zany
because
lost the weight.
on the surface, like we could just say, oh, he was from hell, and shit. Hell has a lot of brimstone, yada yada, and then we
Yeah.
can like overanalyze it, and we are going to overanalyze it. And it's what turns his hair pink.
Oh, yeah. We made it. 3-hour lore session. I did not comprehend anything. Now my brain is mush. Oh, now Nyambi is a slime. Yeah,
Everyone's
you're
brain,
right.
everyone's brain is mush. Heart hands.
Nyambi
That's crazy.
is a slime created from paint. I don't know if Nyambi is the slime that Rosco mentions in his experiments, though, because he does say that Nyambi was an accident. I have a clip of him. I have a tweet of him saying that. A clip of him saying that. I thought Rosco tweeted more lore, and for a moment I was very excited, but also... Can your high fantasy have easier things to spell, please? Did he say
Wait,
that?
so
No,
did
he said Nyambi is slime. Did he say that it's the specific slime he talked about here? Because before he said that Nyambi is an accident. Because before he said... Well, I have an easier way of doing this. Hold on.
Did they like confirm that there was going to be like law stuff during 6th Annie?
No, but I wish he would. I wish they would say something. I wish.
If there's if there's like if there is like a bunch of law dumps during 6th Annie, I think we're gonna have to have another stream.
I'm gonna be in Canada.
live.
Wait, what day is there?
Does have to be directly after. Oh my god.
What?
Yummy piss paint water sent to it.
Saturday. Yeah, I'm gonna be in Canada until the 29th. Okay, Roscoe said he created Nyambi by dropping a can of paint in a vat of an experiment. Nyambi can split apart and be put back together, cannot really die, fresh out of the tube and jumped into Roscoe's shirt and cannot be taken out. Nyambi's smushed face into Roscoe's shirt and it won't wash off. Nyambi's not living in Roscoe's shirt. Is the information we got on Nyambi.
I see.
Can of paint in an experiment. Cannot die. Smushed face into Roscoe's shirt and cannot be washed out. I want a Nyambi pushy. Screw Roscoe.
It's just like, nah, man, out with you.
Oh, is
Nyambi
that
my
what Roscoe
Kamiyoshi.
whispered when we all freaking lost it? And everyone was like, wait, can you say that louder for the people in the back? And he said, no, sit in the front.
And he would.
Where are the
Yambi
There are no
Cushion would go
comments.
hard. So true. It
No.
would.
Where are all the video? Oh, there we are. Oh, there's no
Her
timestamp.
birthday next year's birthday merch. Yambi Cushion.
I hope to God. No Sin in the front was so funny.
Hold on. Can you
Oh,
can you
Fluma saw
enchant
my
the wolf
post.
armor?
Hulu.
Oh, you can.
I can't remember if it was before or after he talked about sleepover streams. No, it was before. It was before he started the marshmallow stuff, right?
Yeah, I do like talking to you guys. Family. Cat and then rat family. That's what I'm saying. Don't
I
say
give
me.
up. I will just trust Slime.
Oh, bro.
His voice is already
Rosco
pissing
is
me off.
actually Rosco is actually winning the poll on my Twitter. This is all your fault. It's actually your fault.
Before we end stream,
Bro.
guys, everyone go to Anne's Twitter and vote for
Shut up.
Roscoe. If
Shut
you
up,
love me,
I swear everyone already has. Roscoe is at 46%. He has almost half of the votes.
what's really funny is that
Oh
Cass
my
was winning before I tweeted that.
Yeah. Oh my god. Bruh. I swear to God.
I
I'm never doing
regret.
polls again. I'm gonna next time I'm gonna let ChatGPT decide who
I
I'm gonna
regret
draw.
Nothing.
I regret everything.
I regret nothing.
Get the most painful member out of the way to draw. Roscoe's hair. This is why the reason that like I kid you not, the reason why I don't draw Roscoe that much is because of his multiple skin colors, multiple hair colors, and his hair in general. His hair in general, it makes me want to game end myself.
I don't wanna be
This is why I don't. That's why I like hardly ever draw him. I would draw him more if his design was less complicated with less little accessories and shit.
True, especially
Because I
when,
look
like,
at
his hair
like,
colors is
I
like,
look
it's so specific where the black is.
Yeah, cause like I look at all of like the little accessories and I'm like I actually cannot be bothered.
What's
I
interesting to me,
I gravitate to
what's interesting to me is like I feel like I only really noticed the black in his hair a couple days ago. But it's like always been there.
Bruh.
Like, I never really thought about
Yeah.
it. And then a few like last week or the week before that I was staring and I was like the black's actually really prominent.
Yeah, it looks weird if you don't like have the black there.
Yeah. Why is it silent?
You want Nyambi lore? It's paint. It's a little slime ball. You just haven't seen Nyambi. Well, you have, but like not officially. That's the lore. Nyambi's Nyambi. I had a Nyambi asset. Nyambi's hella cool. I love Nyambi. Shout out Nyambi. And Rasta Zombie, the end. Yes, exactly. Experiment number 1 slime. All right, let's continue.
Oh my
on
god,
what we're doing.
he did whisper experiment 1 slime. I hate him! Why do you have to whisper it? Why can't he speak like a normal person ever?
Oh my god, this my reactions are delayed because I'm like watching from the stream.
Oh,
But this
I forgot to
brother,
screen share with you. I'm so dumb.
I was wondering why you weren't like just like screen sharing, so I was like looking
Why
at
didn't
things
you
in like
say
the same.
anything?
Like
I completely forgot.
You said at the beginning. You just like you could like pull up the stream and stuff.
No, I meant
like,
for chat. I would have screen shared with you.
Oh my god.
Oh,
Oh
okay.
my god.
It's okay.
Well, we went through 3 hours of like my semi delayed reactions ish. Oh my
There's
God.
always next time.
Well, we're so cooked. We're so hashtag cooked.
It's 12 a.m. I'm over it.
12 a.m. Well, that was if it was me in that time, I would be saying like the night is still young. That's when I
would
start
normally
drawing.
Too. I normally would too, but tomorrow I have to go into work for one day. I regret
Well,
agreeing
sometimes-
to it.
Well, I mean, I
It
had to
was
wake up at like 7:40 a.m. This
Blech.
morning. I went to sleep at like
Blech.
3:40 a.m.
Blech.
Honestly, I do not. Honestly, I do not know how I continue to function, even with like that little amount of sleep. And I don't drink energy drinks either. I drink like tea and coffee, but that's about it.
You drink coffee.
Pardon?
You drink coffee.
Yeah, I drink. I drink coffee.
That gives you.
Is
energy.
that surprising?
No, that's just something
Well,
that gives you energy.
Well,
It's
yeah,
just
it was
caffeinated.
but like, okay, it's not as funny saying that that I drink copious amount of coffee. If I was to say like I drink copious amounts of Red Bull, okay, it's not
That's
as
true.
funny, Arin.
Okay. My bad. Angel says
It's
you're
not
human.
funny. That's true. I'm a creature. I'm a
make
thing
coffee
that
tomorrow.
exists. I'm a thing that exists. I'm an SCP.
I don't want to go to work. It's okay. It's not a full days of work. I'll be okay. Okay.
That's good. I am ready to like slam my head against. I'm ready to take a nap. Real.
You should.
Well, I'm gonna like go to sleep, wake up, and like forget everything from the stream. Is gonna be a fever dream for me.
Well, you have the slideshow, so there you go.
I do. I have the slideshow and your copious amounts of Twitter threads.
Yes. Yes. You have all my insanity at your disposal.
Yeah. Oh my god. I still never remembered what I was going to say earlier that I forgot.
Well, that's
Oh.
unfortunate.
Oh, it was sad. I think it was related to Lucy. I was gonna say something about Lucy, and then I just like hee hee, brain empty. I had a Lucien Lunaris memory loss moment.
Maybe you'll remember after a nap.
Maybe. Or alternatively, I'm going to wake up with amnesia.
Fair.
block out everything. It's like it's a trauma response.
Also valid, TBH.
A law trauma response.
Lore trauma response. Okay. Well, that is it for today. If they drop more lore for their 6-month stuff, you will see me lose it regardless of where I am in the world. It just might be delayed by like
It's
5
just
hours.
like- It's just like a 5-hour delay, and then like something minor explodes in Canada.
You'll see me on the news.
Yeah. So, remains of a human who has self-destructed have been reported in Canada. Breaking news. And then like everyone is gonna like you're gonna become like a Twitter hashtag. Everyone's gonna see it and gonna be like, she
There
didn't
she
make
goes.
it.
There she
07
went.
07
There she went.
There she went. 07's.
Okay. Thank you all for coming. Thank you, Anne, for sitting with me and getting educated on lore.
My brain cannot like comprehend anything. I'm gonna like I probably Lamau, Chris came at the end of the stream.
Oh,
Hi, Chris.
How'd exams go, though? All I have to say is Arin come back IDK. Honestly, all that would have to happen is for there to be another lore drop and I would be revived. That's it. You know, one time I had a hella headache And then I went into Roscoe's Minecraft stream, and then he started talking about like a different world's lore, not even Avallorium lore, just lore in general. And my headache went away
Brother.
only for the period of his lore speaking, and the moment he stopped talking about lore, it came back. It wasn't even Avallorium lore, it was just world building lore.
Okay.
Congrats
Okay,
on
John.
finishing your exams though.
Congrats.
Um,
お疲れ様でした。
Otsukare. This VOD will stay up for a week, and then I'll probably take it down. Unless they do a lore drop during the 6-month anniversary, in which case I will take it down as soon as we get that lore drop, and then you'll just have to wait for the next one I do another lore stream. Congrats on
Are you
getting
just
the
gonna like
VOD.
unlist the VOD?
Yeah, so if you have the link to the VOD, you'll still be able to watch it. It'll just be unlisted. So like if you go to my YouTube page, you won't see it. But if you have the link, you will. So you can always rewatch it. I just overthink things and
Rewatch
don't
the
want to make it public.
Rewatch the madness.
Yeah, rewatch the madness. Let's
Hey.
okay.
I felt I like I just like stood up to like stretch and bend down and both my knees cracked.
And on that note, goodbye everyone. Bye bye.
See ya.